Previously on Star Wars: Darkest Dawn. After having a discussion about the future of the team with Lord Toronar and Nasara, Drade informs the group that they had a few errands to run before they could continue their mission to chart a new hyperspace lane. The team would be taking a trip out to the planet of Alaron to scout out a potential addition to the team, a shock boxer by the name of Saba. Once the team landed in the capital of Alaron, a cavernous underground city known as Dakun, they begin to look for their potential target. They find Saba fighting in a cantina known as the Drunken Porg, while Nasara, Montan, and Ashijak left the others to go shopping for droid parts. As Drade, Jarrus, and Owen enjoyed a drink, Saba squared off with his Kaleesh opponent and managed to score a knockout in the first 3 seconds of the fight. Impressed with his work, the team then invited him to discuss a potential business deal and joining the team as additional muscle. The others completed their shopping excursion and rejoined the others to meet the new team member and help him get acclimated to their ship.
Oakley dokley. And I gotta kill the music. Song's over though. There we go. Cool. We are back. We are live once again on this New Year's Eve or New Year's Day night. The first game of 2025, and it is Star Wars. So we had a couple people who couldn't make it. Obviously, other plans or illness or whatnot. So it happens. So we will see what sort of trouble this particular group can get into. If you are aware, we usually play like a little bit of an intro at the very beginning of our episodes and let you know what's going on and when, and so on and so forth. So that is already out of the way. And as of this point, the game is picking up. It is the next day. So you are now, based on the traveling and everything, you are now officially done with quote-unquote shore leave. Time off. So you guys are at your respective, well, the apartment here that's on Pelagon. Those of you who stay there. Likely gathering up your things and getting ready to go. Drade, you end up getting a message that comes through. It's not a voice one. It's more just like a text based to your data pad.
Okay.
That tells you to grab who you can. Meet me in my office. It is urgent. And it's signed Lord Toronar.
Got it. So he gets on his comm link and he's all right, crew. We had a good week. Time to get to work. Anybody who's ready and available, meet me at Lord Toronar's office as soon as possible. See you there.
On my way.
Fair enough.
See you soon.
I'm head there.
Okay. So, once that you were all there, obviously, it seems almost as if to pick on all of you, or the rest of you, but Drade and Nasara go into the office with Exal, Lord Toronar, who is sitting at his desk at this point, kind of just rubbing his the bridge of his nose in a little bit of frustration. And he looks as the two of you finally come walking in, and he says, I apologize. This is going to be a rush job.
Oh.
And it is yet another delay on the finishing of the hyperspace lane, but it's one that can't wait.
What do you have for us?
He says, one of my contacts came through asking for an urgent request, one of which, given the current climate, I was not inclined to turn down. This particular mission, it's whoever that you have with you, hopefully it will be enough. We need to extradite somebody.
Who and from where?
Her name is Lara Sidon. I'll give you the spelling here in a second.
Yep.
Posting that in Facebook chat. If I get the right chat, there we go.
Okay.
He says, and I've got a picture of her, so give me 1 second. Give me the picture and don't give me some stupid web thingy. Yeah, gave it to me, cool.
Oh, okay.
He says, so Lara Sidon is currently in a pickle. We don't have, I likely don't have nearly as much detail as I like to provide when I'm doling out these particular tasks. But she has found herself in a pinch with the Empire, and your group needs to go in, extricate her from the Skull Ridge Mountain Hotel and Spa that she happens to be at, as quickly and as quietly as possible.
Okay.
Empire, great.
It is the
What planet
resort,
is this?
the resort that she is at, and I'm going to put this also in the Facebook chat so you guys have the full spelling for notes. It's on a planet called Lanupa. He says there's not much to say. It is a planet in the Outer Rim sector. Typically likes to keep itself quote unquote neutral. Which means they do their best to stay out of the crosshairs of the Empire.
Of course.
So that means that there's obviously no loyalty there should they find somebody that has run afoul of the Empire for any reason. I was not given specific details as to why the Empire wants Lara Sidon. Given the circumstances, I don't think it really matters. I think we're all on the same level here that if the Empire wants them, it's usually for reasons we would probably agree with.
Best we would end up hearing from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Colin, you're not in the room.
Oh, so I thought I was. Oh, sorry, my bad.
That's quite all right. He says Lanupa is a rugged, mountainous, neutral world. It is known for its infamous past. It used to be a pirate stronghold, but now, however, it has been rebranded as a luxurious getaway. As he kind of pulls up, you can tell he's reading from a brochure. He says the Demon's Rest, as the location had formerly been titled, combines its eerie history with opulent amenities, including the infamous Skull Ridge Mountains Hotel and Spa. He says, while the fighting pits and acid baths are no longer in operation, their grim legacy adds a undercurrent of danger to the otherwise serene hot springs, mud baths, and decadent buffets. So if that doesn't add to the problem, obviously those with money, power, and influence can or likely will be seen there at some point in time as well.
Sounds like that's what it's there for. What does Lyra Sidon do? Do we know?
Let's just say she is important to a number of individuals, and getting her out has been made a top priority. I think she may have fled here to evade capture and lay low. I don't think that this was something that was intentional.
I see.
So she's not working here, or I guess.
No, she's likely a guest.
Okay.
Will she have any idea that we're on our way?
I believe word is being sent to her through discreet channels to let her know somebody is coming. I don't know the full details. Unfortunately, again, this is a rush job. So hopefully with the picture that I provided to you and the ID, you'll be able to locate her.
Understood.
Okay.
He says, one thing I have been able to track down with what little time that I've been given with this information, I do know that the local authorities have been tipped off to a pirate in the region. I don't know if that individual has made their way to Lanupa or if it's just a system bulletin. But a bulletin went out warning individuals to be on the lookout for a pirate by the name of Zavrik Tal.
have any of us heard of him, Jerome, or is there any type of roll we can make to see if we know about him?
Maybe. Why don't you give me a knowledge check?
Okay. And 13.
Okay, so with a 13.
Would you like me to make it too?
And I was just I didn't know who was going to be rolling, so that's why I was giving everybody a chance to roll if you wanted.
Sorry, I was pulling up Discord. Just straight knowledge.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a 1 for me.
Oh. Didn't he used to be a
I know
circus
nothing.
clown?
I know him very well
Yes.
from the circus.
Right.
From the Andy Circus. Let's see. I don't think it'll have it on this, will it? No. Okay. 1 second. I don't know if that was high enough, but I'm just checking.
Okay.
Oh, it's a moderate. Okay, yeah. What little that you have heard is what has kind of made the news. Not a whole lot. It's not like, he's that he's wanted in several star systems, or he's the top 10 most wanted, or anything of that nature. But he has made news. Zavrik Tal is a Weequay pirate, a Weequay pirate, who also is a smuggler. But he's specifically known for his brutal raids in the Mid-Rim region.
Okay. So look out for him. Do we think that Mr. Tal is also on the lookout for Lyra Sidon?
I don't know. As he's a pirate, he could factor in some way. He could even be trying to track her.
Do we know if she has a bounty? Has that been checked?
I've already checked with authorities, and I have not found anything under that name.
Okay. All right. So Imperials, maybe anyone they hire, possibly this Zavrak character, keep our eyes open. All right. Anything else we should know before we head out?
I apologize for not being nearly as prepared for this particular task as I normally am. Since it is a resort, bring your best clothing.
Right.
Do what you can to blend in, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do. I know we're somewhat known, but if we wear different clothing, maybe that'll help us out. We should probably get some of that before leaving. I think those who aren't with us right now, they're still busy. I think Montan's still busy with that 3PO droid or something, and so it might actually be to our benefit that we have just a few people, and we're not going somewhere remote, so this should do it. I think we can head out right away.
Excellent. Then prep your team, and I would assume head out within the next hour.
Will do.
All right.
Gets up, heads out with Nasara.
Okay.
Then meets up with Ashi and Owen. Assuming you're like right in that waiting
Yeah.
lobby or
In
whatever.
that waiting area, sure.
So what's going on?
So we have another search, find, and rescue in a clandestine manner operation. Wasn't planned, but a person of importance named Lyra Sidon is going to need help getting off of a world. Apparently, some Imperials may be after her. She's trying to lay low, but don't know how much time she's got before she's found and nabbed. And there's also a Zavrik Tal, who's a pirate in the area where she's at, who may be a thorn in her side, may be an additional person who's after her. We don't know for sure. She doesn't have any outstanding bounties on her that we know of, but the goal is that we get there, infiltrate a hotel and spa that she's apparently a guest of right now. Let her know that we're there to help. Get on the ship, come back.
When are we departing?
Within an hour.
An
We're
hour.
just going to have just the four of us here. I think that's good. Everyone else can make sure that they've got what they need. Jarrus, Montan, Saba, especially since we're going to be clandestine here. I don't think we're going to need any heavy hitters. So,
Okay.
first
Well,
things
give us
first,
enough time to say goodbye to the boys.
Ashi, while you're doing that, I'm going to pack some things that you can borrow. We're going to want to look pretty fancy there.
Oh, you mean I'm not going to pull the servant card this time?
Doubtful.
Oh, I thought I did such a good job last time. But okay, I'm going to go say goodbye to the boys and let them know that we're taking off again.
Right.
And then
Well,
I'll
yeah.
meet you at the ship.
Exactly. Within the hour.
All right. So that's what Ashi's going to do. She's going to go find her somewhat adopted kid and let him know that she's got to leave again.
Okay. Well, you have to ask around the estate. The servants don't always seem to know where exactly Nestos is at. They just know that Nestos has been around Merrick a lot lately.
Yeah.
And then you hear some squealing and laughter out in the topiary gardens and maze just outside on the other side of the estate.
Okay,
when
well,
you
she'll head
when
that
you
way.
walk out that way, you end up hearing. Of course, you can kind of understand Nestos. You can hear something effective like "I'm coming," and then Merrick shouting like "No, you can't get me!" And then you hear like some scrambling around the bush, and you see a tail like whipping around like a butt, like it's big enough that it occasionally peeks up over the hedge line. And then you hear Nestos start yelling, "No! Oh, not again!" And then you see a big Nexu come walking out of the garden. And she happens to have Nestos in her mouth.
Oh my.
And so he's like kind of kicking with his legs and arms sort of thing. And he's like, "No, I can't be out." And so then she kind of walks over and just lays him down at the feet of G, the droid, with a bleh sort of sound. And now he's like all funky with saliva and everything. And Merrick comes running back and he's giggling.
Okay, well, she'll make her way over to the foursome.
Okay. And so G is obviously translating between the two so that way they can understand one another. But apparently they were playing a game of like hide and go seek, but it was trying to stay away from his Mixie, the Nexu, which is it's an animal. It's almost impossible to do that. So it's more of a run in futility once you get spotted, sort of thing. And so Nestos clearly lost again.
Hello, Nestos.
Oh, hi, Ashi.
I see that you are having fun.
And he's like, kind of just dripping. He's like, I feel funky.
You kind of look a little funky.
He says, yeah, this big cat thing keeps picking me up like I'm a treat and putting me back at the start.
Are you playing a game with her?
Merrick says we are. It's something like hide and go seek where she hunts us down.
Oh, okay. I used to play that when I was your age. It's a fun game. How are you doing on your studies?
Okay.
Is
Oh,
she even help-
and so he says I learned a new word. He
Oh.
says it's in your language. And
in
so
my language?
and so he's trying to pronounce it. And so he points at himself and he says meat bag.
Oh, and who taught you that word?
He says he kind of points to the droid. He says the robot guy. It's supposed to be like, I guess, the word for everybody. Merrick is giggling.
Well, it's a derogatory term that some droids use for us flesh beings.
And then G is like, statement. That would be a liquidious flesh sentient.
Great. G, how is he doing with his language lessons?
Statement. He is coming along as well as could be anticipated for a bipedal child.
Oh, good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Nestos. I wanted to stop by and let you know that we're having to go on another mission. And we're having to leave soon. And I'm going to have you stay here with Merrick again.
He says, okay. He says, I guess Merrick and we're going to go out shooting here soon. So
Oh, okay.
it should be okay.
Yeah. Just remember, don't use your powers. You can't use your powers unless Drada or I are around. So don't forget that.
And so he kind of
And-
looks around a second. He says, okay.
And listen to G and the others who are taking care of you and Merrick. And I'll be back as soon as we can.
He says, all righty. And Merrick comes walking up and slaps him on the shoulder. He says, yeah, you're not allowed to use your powers unless those grown-ups are around.
She's gonna lean down and kiss Nestos on the cheek, and then she'll kind of pinch Merrick's cheeks a little bit. Well, you boys have fun, and we'll see you when we get back. And Merrick, I think your mom's gonna stop by and see you soon.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Hey Nestos, climb
Yeah.
a tree next time. Try climbing a tree next time when you're trying to hide from Nexu.
Oh, I already tried that.
Didn't work.
And he says, she has very sharp claws.
Yeah, they do. It's hard to hide from them. Maybe you should just hide with Merrick and see how he's doing it.
I think he's cheating.
Did he put some food on you?
No, but from what G tells me, he's able to talk to his pet, so they
Oh.
understand each other. So I think that's why I keep getting caught. It's okay. I can go jump on the pool though.
Yeah. Okay. Be good. I'll see you when I get back.
Okay. Well, I'll see you soon. Bye.
And then she will head to the ship. Well,
Okay.
she'll stop at the apartment, get her stuff, and then head to the ship.
Sure. Hey, Colin, can you adjust yourself? Because you're like now like halfway off the camera. There you go.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Just find a spot, stay there. Because at one point you were like Mr. Wilson in it down at the bottom, and then now you're like kind of above it where it could almost only see your mouth. That's okay. Okay, so anyone doing anything else before the final flight takes off?
Don't think so. Got the formal wear already.
Yeah,
Okay.
just packing and making goodbyes.
Pack it up, pack it in?
Yep.
Okay. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. All right, well, those of you who are leaving, you've got your things on board the ship, or I should say the shuttle, which will then take you back up into space to where the Blue Saber is docked on the Pelagian star. And you are, of course, already given the coordinates. You don't have to like punch it. You just have to basically put it in. You don't have to make an astrogation check to get there.
Cool. Okay. All right. Yeah. Do the whole thing. You take off.
All right. Off into hyperspace you guys go. It takes you a little bit, obviously, to get out of the Tapani sector, but then you make it, you jump out and you are on your way to the Outer Rim, Lenupa. Now, if I remember correctly, you now have a hyperdrive of ×1, correct?
That's right. Yep.
Okay, and let's get our handy dandy little breakdown here that we were adjusting to. There it is. So you are going from, I believe, the colonies to the Outer Rim. Let me double check my map. Just want to make sure I got that right. Oh, no. Get it in here. Galaxy map. Yep, I was right. It's a colony. So it's going to take you a total of 96 hours.
Okay.
Not double that.
Right.
Woo!
Very nice.
Very nice. So,
An excellent negotiation, if I say so myself.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
so
Definitely worth it.
let me do the math here real fast. So that's a total of 12. No, that can't be right.
It's 4 days, right?
Oh, it's 20. Yeah, duh. 96 divided by 24. 4, yes. I was trying to divide it by 8. I'm like, what? Wait, huh? All of a sudden, I was Justin Timberlake's character from Friends with Benefits. All right, so doesn't take obviously terribly long to eventually get there. You're only in space. You're only in flight for 4 days instead of over a week, as you guys have been used to. Oddly enough, you keep going from the colonies to the Outer Rim a lot.
Yeah, maybe we need like a different base of operations.
Given how much we're going to the outer colonies, yeah.
Well, remember, you guys got your hideout in the Outer Rim territories.
Oh, true. True.
Maybe we just need more missions that are closer to where we are.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Obviously, a discussion you guys are having on the 4 days in flight.
Right.
When you drop out of hyperspace, however, you are met with a very interesting looking world. Hold on a second. There we go. It is a nice blue blue and white, very earthy looking from space type of planet. Also in the Facebook chat is what Lanupa looks like.
Oh, cool.
Its climate is frigid. Most of its terrain is are, as noted before, mountains. Its atmosphere is breathable.
Okay.
The currently, like when you're getting the details coming in, it's most it has a native species that is listed on the planet, like the most populous. It's called a trash crab.
Okay.
There are other sentients that tend to call this place home, but the location you were going to is the most popular. So as you break Atmo and start coming back down, two starfighters kind of fly up slowly, nearby, and they end up giving you this very nice welcoming message of "Welcome to Lanupa, the neutral getaway within the Outer Rim. Do you have a reservation?"
This is Drade here, captain of the ship. No, we don't have a reservation. We were just making a stop. Hope that's okay.
You will need to arrange for accommodations. You can do so upon landing on the visitors platform. Please note that there are no blasters allowed, no blasters or weaponry of any kind allowed within. We also do not allow children, as this is an adult facility.
Oh my.
Understood.
Please proceed to platform 2 for decontamination.
Will do. Thank you very much.
I'm
Go
willing
ahead.
to bet they have scanners of some kind.
It's likely. If they care about security, they would. Which clearly they do since they met us. All right, everybody. So stash your weapons. We shouldn't need them anyway. And then meanwhile, fly to platform 2.
Just a reminder that since we're on a mission, we'll be using our aliases.
Right.
So remember to call me Geely.
Dorn.
What's supposed to be my alias? Because I am using my alias.
That's fine. You're Ashi. I'm Drade. We've got Geely. And we got Dorn.
Gotcha.
So as you eventually, you can see that there are other pleasure yachts that have been parked here. Yours is probably the rinkiest, stinkiest ship that's landing. And yours isn't... oh, yes, Davey is in the chat, and he says his alias is Slim Shady. But not in the sense of that your ship is small, but your ship doesn't have any of the perks or any of the cleanliness that these other ships have. Not
Sure.
Again, not that yours is just reeking of rust and missing parts like the Millennium Falcon or whatever have you. But your ship kind of stands out.
Right.
It's a station wagon. Compared with all the,
it's a clean station wagon surrounded by BMWs.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
That's actually a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
The Griswold family truckster around some Porsche and BMWs.
Maybe an Aston Martin.
Oh boy.
You think you hate it now. Why do you drive it? So as you end up landing, some corporate security comes walking up. They are in what appears to be like green green uniforms, and oddly enough, they actually have the white. Like if you've ever seen the helmets that rebel troopers have, naval troopers in like Rogue One and Episode 1 and
Right.
whatnot, they've got that type of helmet on.
Okay.
They've got nice white cleanly gloves, and a very nicely dressed woman, probably looking like she's with customer service, comes walking over to you. Obviously, I'm posting pictures in the Facebook chat so you can see what they look like. The first one, obviously, is what the facility from a distance kind of looks like, and then the other kind of shows you the outfits that they might be wearing.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
And as you know, and she's just standing on the platform waiting for you to debark.
All right. So all of us are likely already dressed up in whatever we're going to wear. The way we look nice, playing the part. Go ahead and put down the plank so that we can debark.
Okay. Just a little bit of, exhaust kind of comes down as the plank comes out and sets down. They start, they've got some people that come out and start doing inspections and hooking the ship up, obviously, for refueling purposes, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
And for the security come walking with the woman, and she looks to everyone there, and she says, well, hello, welcome to Lanupa. I am told that you do not have a reservation for the for our grand resort. Is that correct?
That's right. We were hoping that there'd be at least some room if there's any way we can squeak in a quick reservation here.
She says, well, normally we don't do that. And she pulls up a data pad and starts looking. Since you're the one talking, Drade, why don't you give me...
Oh boy.
Oop, I already got that pulled up, so let's take a look. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. $16.
Not too shabby.
You got a what?
16.
Ooh. So that falls into the difficulty category. Okay. So she says, we may have something, but it, given the lack of advance notice, it would be at an extra surcharge. Are you all right with that, sir?
Well, I suppose that depends. What's the overall price that we'd be looking at?
She says, well, it depends upon the suite, that, what types of lodging that you were looking for. We have 2 rooms available, or we have one of our presidential suites.
One of the other rooms, I don't think we'll be here long. We just thought it'd be nice to stay here for maybe a day or two, taking the sights. We've heard of Lanupa before, so figured we'd hang out. In fact, is there any room at, what was that place called, as he looks to the star and he's like, was it Skull Ridge?
That's right, Skull Ridge Mountain.
And she says, oh, yes, of course. You were actually here. This is the name of the hotel, fashioned after the old, she says, the old pirate cantina and hidden base. And she kind of gives a little bit of a chuckle.
Fantastic. Yeah, at the right spot then. Yeah, the presidential won't be necessary. What would you be charging for one of the other rooms?
She says, with the surcharge added, you're looking at $1,000 a night.
Okay.
I think we can swing that.
All right. Excellent.
Miss, there aren't any real pirates on this planet, are there?
She kind of smiles and she says, "We don't exactly pry into into the lives of those who stay here."
But I
Uh,
mean, it's not part of the ambiance.
She says, "No, no, it is not. That is long since past. When our
Just,
proprietors
just
bought this
checking.
particular location and rearranged much of what you see here, that time had already come and gone."
Oh, good.
Excellent.
So she
Yeah.
says, "Right this way. We will set you up with some amenities for your vessel as well. It will come with a cleaning as well as uh, the replenishing of any foodstuffs that you might have. Or you might need replenishing." She also runs down a list of some of the rules, like no weapons of any kind on the planet. And where did I put it at? Oh, here we go. And she's also the docking fee in total will be 100 credits for your vessel for each day that you are here.
All right.
She says, but the basic maintenance to your vessel, such as like the replenishing your foodstuffs, cleaning it, making sure that the decontaminants, like you haven't brought Minox or anything of that nature, and they do that all for free, given the
Space slugs.
space slugs. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, good deal.
And she says, depending on your need or not, you can. We also have facilities that are available for a complete overhaul. Should you have had one too many hyperspace jumps. And she says that ranges around, depending on the extensive work, 2,000 to 250. Sorry, 2,000 to 2,500.
All right.
If you will follow me this way, we will take you to the concierge. They will get you you and your things checked in, and we will have somebody give you the tour if you so desire.
Splendid. Yeah, lead the way.
Okay, so she leads the way, walking with all of you into the main chamber on the inside. Let's see.
So just to have it noted, my lightsaber is locked away in the new hidey hole that they have in the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So with my heavy.
Yeah. Anything that she could think of that would give away her true identity is locked away.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Same here.
Same here.
Okay.
Let's see. Nope. Don't have. So you will, of course, be given as everybody starts coming in to the inside. It's kind of Hawaiian in a sense that everybody who comes in gets leis put on them of a type of sort, like some little external decor.
Right.
Oh, here we go. That'll help. Trying to find some visuals here for you that of the inside. There aren't many, but that is kind of a shot of what it looks like on the inside.
Oh,
So
okay.
it is quite literally a Star Wars resort.
Okay.
Swanky, very nice looking, quiet, serene. Nobody making a lot of noise. They've got a bar with a massive buffet. Out there. When you get to they tell you about all of that obviously at the concierge desk, where they finish your check-in, and then give you your keys to your two separate rooms. And then from there, you're free to, they tell you obviously you're free to go most places outside of the where it says employees only. She motions around, the rooms are here. She said, and then as you look up over where near the check-in desk, basically it's like you walk in part way and you can tell that it's kind of an open air platform, and you look down, you can see the mud pits where people can go in and just soak in the geothermal mud pits. She says below that are actual like geothermal pools of water, which if you don't want mud, you can do that in a quiet, relaxing, semi-dark room with the steam accompany it. Obviously, they point you to where the buffet is at, their bar, so on and so forth. So I mean, they give you the rundown of what the resort looks like. It's very swanky.
Okay. Excellent. And go ahead and thank her for the tour and all of that. And is there a way to contact her if we had any concerns or questions?
Of course, you can do so at the concierge desk. You can also place a call from your room.
Got it. Okay. Excellent. Then say thank you, and after she and her guards, if they were with her, head off, gather the four of us in one of our two rooms, close the door, lock it, make sure we're okay.
Sure.
And then he turns to the others and goes, just in case they do this sort of thing, since we're in the Outer Rim, we should probably look through this room and the other room for any devices, listening or otherwise, before we discuss anything.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Sounds like a good idea.
So we'll go ahead and do that in this room first, all of us making sure there aren't any bugs anywhere.
Okay.
And what will we roll for that?
I believe search.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Ah! Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Brittany gang at 1. No surprise there.
Oh.
Don't make me roll much tonight, guys. That's not a good start.
So 14 here.
Okay.
17 here.
So you you do your checks, look around. Colin, you do end up finding something that looks like it could be used as a microphone, obviously on one of the lamps.
Well, this is interesting. He holds it up and shows the others.
Got it. Okay, that means we redouble our efforts here, make sure we've done a sweep, and then go ahead and sweep the other room, just to make sure. So now that we see that, and now that we see what that bug is looking like, look around this room, make absolutely sure we found all the bugs as much as we can.
Doran, of course, switches off the one he had before doing a double take.
1 second. Colin, what is the brand of your web camera?
It says Logi on the front. I believe it's a Logitech.
Okay. So you may want to go through your settings real quick and try to set it up for your microphone. I think we're picking you up through your webcam again.
Oh, yeah, I think you might be.
Testing, 1 2 1 2.
Okay, if we can get you up, hold on 1 second. And then keep talking.
Testing, testing.
That is way better.
Yeah, I am sorry about that. Going to repeat this one more time. Doran's just going to switch off the one he had before doing this double take.
And we're just using perception to search.
If you don't
Search.
search skill,
Yeah,
I
if,
don't
if
have
you don't have
search.
search.
Perception. I thought
Yeah.
I had search. I guess I'm gonna have to get that.
another 17.
Ooh.
Drade is going to enhance attribute for perception first before he rolls. Let me look that up quick. Enhance. Okay, control. Okay, an 18.
Got a 10.
Compared to moderate, which is 11, so that's 7 more. Okay, so that's a plus 1d increase for 3 rounds. Now I'll search.
Shelly, you got a 6. You should re-roll or roll the explodey.
I forgot about that. That's right.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Dale,
that's a
Yeah.
14.
explodey too.
Right.
Y'all don't need me to search.
Total of 23.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it anyway just to see. Oh, 16.
Hey.
Yeah, I got a 14.
All right. Well, so let me ask you, what were you guys doing after you found the one? Are you
Doing
That
a
was
double
the other
take.
room.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing a second search
okay.
now that we know exactly what it looks like.
sure? I mean, you see another one here. Yeah.
Okay.
Did we handle all two all two rooms
Yes.
or just the one?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, good job, everybody, so far. Anything we talk about, still, just in case, just make sure we're vague. In the meantime, clearly, all we really need to do is find her, convince her to come with, and leave. But if we do leave before the night is up, I do suggest that we do pay our fees. I unfortunately don't have that much on hand. I've had
I can
payments to
cover
make.
it.
Thank you very much. All right. So we all know what she looks like.
Oh, it's 2,500, right? Is that what we decided?
It was 1,000 a night, and the docking fee is 100. That
Is
2,000
it
to
1,000
2,500.
for each room or both rooms?
For each room.
Oh, okay.
So okay. Plus docking was 100 per night.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have that.
Hopefully we won't be here too long though.
Yeah,
Not
but there's
native
the
credits.
matter of the pyre and the empire.
Right. So, did any of us see any Imperials on our way here? Anybody
You did,
catch
yes.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are some Imperials here.
Okay. Clearly, do what you can to not draw attention from them, but if they end up stopping you, make sure that you're just polite. We don't want to draw attention to ourselves. And because of that, we should always stay with at least one other person. None of us are going to go off by ourselves unless there's an absolute need for it.
Agreed.
Okay.
I
But given
suggest,
the spot, I'm willing to bet a lot of these Imperials are probably on leave.
true. But we can't assume that all of them are. At least a
I'm-
few have got to be
Yeah,
on
I'm
duty.
I'm not assuming, but I'm just willing to bet.
Sure.
It's a resort after all.
All right. So we know who we're looking for. We know what she looks like. It's unlikely if she's doing what we think she's doing that she would just be easy to find. I'm guessing she would be in one of the rooms or hiding or disguising herself. So I suggest we make it look like we're checking out the place. I know we took a tour, but we should go out, maybe pair up male and female pairings. That way it doesn't draw any extra attention. Ashi, if you want to go with Dorn, and Jillian and I will be the other couple. We'll go in opposite directions, see what we can see if there's anything else out of place, anything that tells us that we might know where she is, if we happen to find her, or if something else is going on.
All right.
All right.
I guess you're on my date tonight.
If anything, I can quote unquote pose as a bounty hunter. This suit would make it believable if we ever run into an issue with the Imperials here.
Okay, so just to make sure, originally everybody was told to bring rich clothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You wore your armor and jumpsuit in?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
He's
I think
like,
I'm-
because
We
this is
wouldn't,
how
we
I
wouldn't let you
roll.
step out.
I-
we
Yeah,
wouldn't let
no,
you
there's
step
no
out
way we
looking
would
like
let you
that.
step
I
out.
know. I think I might have missed that.
You forgot.
Yeah, I think I might
I
have
think
missed
you were
that.
away from the computer.
Definitely want to make sure that you're aware when stuff
Yeah,
like that
I'm
is said.
sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I think I may have stepped away when that happened.
Okay.
That's why I was making sure, because that
Yeah.
would. I mean, not
Yeah,
that it's
you are
bad.
not
Not-
my date for the night.
It's
You're
obviously,
not here to work.
something like that is obviously not illegal, but it would look super awkward.
Right.
It would
Oh,
be
yeah.
it would be like, a construction worker wearing his entire rig and gear at a resort.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
mean-
aren't you here to
Yeah.
relax?
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe she wants a bodyguard while she's relaxing here.
With no
Yeah.
weapons. That's
I mean,
that's a body
you can't
shield.
Yeah.
disarm him from his arms.
You're right.
That's not true. Ask a Wookiee.
Yeah, somebody could get handsy. He might have to disarm their hands.
But so now that we've got that clarified,
Okay.
everybody has
Yes.
their Sunday best on right now.
Well, I have Nasara Sunday best, but yes.
My second best.
Yeah. I get the sloppy seconds.
Yeah,
Aw.
Nasara's like, oh, these hand-me-downs, you'll look fine.
Even though they look amazing. These are
Right,
hand-me-downs.
I gotta send you her Pinterest page. I'm sure you'd find something interesting there. I
That's
better
funny.
double check it.
Yeah, make sure there's nothing
She has a
on it.
history. Yeah, I'm gonna check.
I would be surprised if Brittany had anything like that on any of her Pinterest pages. If
You don't know
anything,
me.
yeah, I don't. That's a first. Okay.
We just found out she has a dark side.
Right. Oh.
I mean, she might have shoe porn, like all kinds of shoes that she wants to own and whatnot. But
I mean, the shoes go on their respective pages. Thank you.
Yep. Anyways, so back to
According
game.
to character.
You're right.
So who is going where then?
So I think we're just gonna literally go in like kind of opposite directions. Like, how is this resort shaped? If it was a general shape, an oval, a square.
Oh, that's
random-
a great question, and I actually posted a picture of it in the chat.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So it's
So you can see the
got,
landing platform there, and then you can see it's kind of Y-shaped with some
Yeah.
circular fashions at either end.
Okay. Let's see. So if each of those Y shapes, the three spots is like a wing,
It is.
then and we just came in and walked through like whatever entry wing, so that kind of takes care of that one. So then we'll each just pick a random other ring from the other two. Or wing rather.
Okay. So who's going where?
So then Drade and
Go
Ashi
right
will
or
head.
go left.
Yeah. Drade and Geely. That's right. Gotta make sure. Geely. Whew. Drade and Geely go to the right.
Okay. So you head off to the one wing, and that leaves Ashi, and you're going by Dorn.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ashi and Dorn off to the other side. Oh. All right, so why don't you both give me somebody from either group or all four give me investigation checks.
Wait, I don't have investigation, just search.
I got
FYI.
investigation.
Then do it. So if we don't have investigation, then straight perception then?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Explode.
28.
Ooh,
Dang.
23.
Wow. Everybody's starting to roll high.
Ooh.
Except Shelly.
16.
I'm going to use that reroll, please.
There you go.
I would like to play a vowel.
Yes.
You would like to buy a bowel?
15.
All right,
Yes.
so everybody is, amongst your respective partners, looking around to each wing, kind of just taking the place in, what's available. You can see servants kind of just going from room to room occasionally, much as they're prone to do with carts that they push for replacement towels. Basically it's like a droid bin that kind of dispenses whatever they might need. And then the servant would go in and replenish it, as appropriate. So they make sure everybody's got clean towels, clean toiletries, fresh smelling rooms as needed. Let's see. So Colin, you got a 28.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So you and Ashi are walking along, and you end up hearing, some servants, like one's apparently training the other, a human, and then the other, a Twi'lek, talking amongst each other. And the human servant ends up mentioning that that there was, some guy came in with like really with like a long coat with like frill, kind of pattern coming off of it, very kind of gaudy looking, giving himself kind of a pirate regalia, and she's, she wasn't certain who the guy was per se, but he apparently booked a suite here for like almost a week.
Wow.
And then Nasara and Geely, Andrade. Let's see. So Geely got a 23. All right. So with the 23, you as you're walking along, you end up hearing something. You end up hearing something similar as you're walking by, and but you're apparently some guests were walking along. They're a family. It's about 5 deep, siblings of some kind, come from some rich family, but they're uh, but they're all human. And they're saying that they noticed there was a Twi'lek woman who looked a little nervous at the buffet not too long ago. Another one's like, it's too bad, she's kind of a looker, sort of thing, and that they elbowing each other about how they should go, pick up chicks or whatever have you. So
I will lean over to Drade and say, I'm a bit peckish. How about you?
I could go for some non-food paste food. Sure. Let's head that way.
Dorn, once they're out of earshot of
Something that's
the
not reconstituted.
servants,
Yeah.
workers, taps into his cons. Zavik Dahl's here, booked a suite for a week.
Drade'll get on comms. Copy that. Nice work. We're on our way to the buffet. Meet us there.
Gotcha. He'll relay that to Ashi.
okay. And Drade and Geely, as you walk back around the corner, heading back over towards buffet, you almost walk right into 4 stormtroopers.
So if we're like doing that, like, oh, pardon us, fellas. Sorry about that.
And it's like, and they just kind of look to the two of you, and it's like, yeah, move along.
Go ahead and move along.
Yeah,
I take,
move along.
yeah, exactly. And I even take her arm in mine, like, oh yeah, okay. And we 2-step it, moving along.
Okay, sure. They don't make anything. They're clearly, doing their job or looking around or making some sort of patrol or whatnot. And as you and like just as they get around another corner, you end up hearing, one of the servants, one of the other, employees here, who is currently cleaning like the banisters and whatnot. Like they just kind of go around. It's not like a full on cleaning. That would be pretty unsightly while you have guests going on, but it's like a quick wipe down sort of thing, just to make sure everything's kind of gently disinfected before they do like an actual cleaning when most everybody's asleep. And you hear him muttering to his partner, just a general disdain about having so many Imperial soldiers walking around. You kind of get that he doesn't really care one way the vibe wise, he doesn't really care one way or the other about the Empire, but it like kills the vibe here. Like it makes people more tense. It just makes their occupants a little bit more worried, and the way he sees it, less prone to tip. So he's kind of, so it's from a financial thing. He's just kind of grumbling about that. The other guy's like, hey man, just take it easy, watch what you say, don't give them a reason to come poking around here. I know we're not doing anything, sort of things. Like, yeah. Kind of grousing a little bit.
Got it. Okay.
But you make it to the buffet. It's a nice layout that can house up to 50 people in here. At any one given time, there's droids that kind of patrol around the aisles in this area, picking up trays and taking them back to the washing units as needed. They've got a droid that oversees and helps serve the food at the buffet, and it's a line. It's not quite as good as like some of the royal treatments that you guys have seen at like parties or whatnot, but it's like several steps above what you would see at like an average Joe cantina or something. It's still pretty preem.
Still counts as luxury.
Oh yes.
Cool.
And you've got anything from like the meats to potato like starch items. You've got seafood. You've got obviously down at the other end where most everything is frigid. You've got a couple things for like dessert, confectionery sort of treats. So it's, and then of course you've got like a build your own salad sort of thing. So it's a nice mix of whatever you might want or need.
Gotcha. So then, as we're all getting there, looking around then for Lyra, are we able to find her here?
Okay, why don't you give me this was investigation, I think, if I remember correctly.
Oops. There it is.
I'm pretty sure we pinned it.
I remember, yeah. Where'd that go?
I guess not. So would have been in the chat. That is that what? No, it's not. That's combat.
On October 13th in the discussion forum, there's an investigation blob and a search blob. Investigation is a character's ability to find and gather information regarding someone else's activities and then draw a conclusion about what the target has done or where she has gone. Search, the skill is used when the character is trying to spot hidden objects or individuals. The subject of the search has been purposefully hidden. The searching character makes an opposed roll against the hiding character's hide skill.
Gotcha. So investigation in this case. No one is trying. No one is actively quote unquote hiding.
Okay.
If anything, they're trying to hide in plain sight.
Right.
And I don't know if you noticed, but Ashi, you got a reroll.
Okay. $13, and that's based on just perception.
Okey-doke. Oof.
Yeah, me too. I got 11.
11. All right. So I'll get to you in a second. So Shelly and Colin, what are you two doing?
We were heading to the buffet, right?
Oh, you're going to meet them there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were told to meet him there.
Yeah. Once we got info that she was there.
Okay.
So, on their way there, she head's going to be on a swivel. She will be looking for their query, just in case she left the buffet.
Sure. Why don't you guys go ahead and roll investigation as well?
Okay.
$23.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice. What the heck did I?
Wrong thing. You
36. I
P
am having
36 P plus 1.
Nice. So you just
I-
failed 36 times.
Ooh, that's a lot better.
yeah, slightly.
Why'd I?
36 D1s. It's a impressive track there.
So
Impressive fails.
19. Hey, when I
Okay, so
I feel good.
as you guys are, so are you attempting to blend as you look around, or are you just flat out looking around?
Yeah. She's kind of like wide-eyed, kind of like, whoa, like she's kind of like
Yeah,
in awe of
gonna be one of those-
everything and
Attempting to blend things while looking.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you
the
blend.
the tourist look.
Sure.
Yeah.
She's
So are you
looking
getting
around.
anything to eat?
Well, once they get in there, yeah, she'll get
Okay.
something to eat.
Yeah.
All right. So effectively, as you guys are kind of what you're doing now at this point is you're going through the buffet line, looking at the food, making determinations what you want on your plate for this particular round, or fielding questions from the servant droid on your drinks or what is in that particular dish, so on and so forth, and then looking around casually to try and see what you can see. Colin, you end up spotting somebody in the towards the back, not the very back, but towards the back of this particular buffet, who matches that description. She is a green Twi'lek. She has some nice clothing, but doesn't quite stand out on right now, and she just happens to be nibbling on some food.
He subtly lets Ashi know, but tells her not to look directly at her since of the fact, well, she's being looked for.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, she is going to lean in really close to Owen. She's going to kind of put her arm around his neck, so her comms is close, and she's going to Drade. Our query is at the back. Owen's already spotted. And then she'll give him a kiss on the cheek so it doesn't look totally odd. And and then grab her plate.
Okay.
So then Drade goes to scratch his nose, but he's actually talking in his comms, right, on our way. He nudges Geely. All right, follow me. Looks like they found her.
Oh, that
So
was fast.
while they're making their way to her, Ashi, she will have Owen stay with her to kind of be the lookout
Okay.
to make sure that nobody's heading towards Drade and their person of interest. Yeah. Being very espionage-ish.
Well, that's kind of
That's
the
the word.
point of the mission.
Yes. I want to do the impossible, Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Ba-do-do.
So you find your respective seats, wherever you're going to sit at. How close do you sit next to where she is?
So the way she's sitting, is she at a table by herself?
Yes.
Or okay. Does she have any food there? Okay.
She does. She has something on her plate that looks like it's probably already half eaten at this point.
Okay. Then as we're kind of walking over, he's gonna tilt over to Geely and be like, so you two are Twi'leks. I think you might want to lead, maybe act like you've met her before, something like that. Get in good with her so that she realizes we're friends. What do you think?
Out of character, it does look like the person in our picture, right?
Yes.
Not just green. Okay.
Yes. Not just green.
Okay. I'll say, I've got you. By the way, are there how many Twi'leks have we seen around? Is it normal? Is it rare?
It's not rare. There are definitely some here. You're here. But it's not like you would see in Hut Space or something, not all over the place where they're dang. If you see them, generally speaking, though, they are probably working
Staff.
Maybe staff. You haven't really seen any that stand out as well-to-do individuals.
Okay. So I think we should sit at a table nearby where I can strike up a conversation.
Right. Let's do it. So we walk over to a nearby table so we can easily see her and maybe speak to her or something.
Okay.
And take a seat with our food.
Okay. As you get closer, you can see that she does notice you coming close, but she doesn't say anything, and she just, ends up finishing up her drink. Looks like, based on her body language, she may be getting ready to leave here pretty quick.
Okay, so as we're sitting down, I'll kind of lean over to like look at her food
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "Oh, I saw that, but I didn't. I was thinking about getting some. Is it not good?" And then she's also going to, with her Leku, she's going to say, "I'm here to help."
That is going to be hard.
Is that complicated?
'cause
Can I just say?
that's not really how the language works.
Can I just say friend?
The Leku, it's there. It's like, think of it like an accent. You can
I
communicate.
was thinking of it kind of like sign language.
It's not quite sign language. That would be like a full-on extra language that you would probably have to yourself.
It says tentacle language
Does it
on my
say?
sheet.
Wow, does it? I didn't.
Yeah.
Because
It's a racial ability.
Oh wow.
Check the book.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. You know what? Let me see if I can. So, you said tentacle language?
That's what it says.
Okay. That's what I meant. There we go.
Obviously, like it would be, it would have to be subtle because it's meant to be like not obvious.
Yeah, parts
So
of
I don't
this
know how
is
obvious it would be.
movement communications with with your hands or body language. So that's kind of what I thought. You have to actually use more than just your tentacles to do something. Like, for example, a couple of the examples they have here. Raise the tip of your right leku would mean hello. Dip the tip of your left leku means goodbye. Cross over both leku tips twice. I love you. Jab both leku tips into the speaker's back. May the spice salt your wounds. Sort of thing. So it's not that they move per se; it's that you move them in a.
Oh, it's more like body language.
Yeah. So you move them with your hand, more kind of like a hair fidget. Like somebody might be talking, but then they do something with their hair, like to seduce
Okay.
or whatnot. So, but obviously the Leku, as they detail it, there's symbolisms with it. Like one might hold up their fist with the middle finger. You're not saying anything, but that one gesture means,
Okay.
A specific thing.
right. The Leku can be used in similar terms, in similar circumstances. So if you're doing that, so you could speak something, but then if you gesture with your Leku, you would want to probably tie it close to what you were saying. So it didn't look weird.
Okay. Well, I would try and make my body language then be trying to put her at ease.
Okay. Let's see.
It's not as clear as I hoped, but
I mean, well, they don't give a whole bunch of examples per se, but I would imagine you could at least distill your Leku language down to something like help. That I would imagine they given their normal
history.
plight, yeah, given their history, I would say there's something that they've come up with that they could establish without saying it, a gesture with their leku would ultimately tell people something, something's amiss, or I need help, distress.
Well, couldn't she could use it to say friend, yes?
I would imagine so.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that would work.
I'm trying to get to the races here. Neuron. Nope, that's equipment. That's droids. That's Mike's section.
Hmm.
There's more equipment.
We don't serve their kind here.
I know. I don't like you. I don't like you either.
How do you spell Lekku?
Lekku.
Lekku. Thank you. I forgot a K.
Okay, here we go. I want to check to see if they have anything that rolls for it. No. Okay, so I do believe language.
I could just do persuasion.
Let's do that for now. I'd almost say language would be appropriate here too. But yeah, go ahead and go with persuasion. I mean, you're a Twi'lek speaking to a Twi'lek, so you're on their level.
24.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay. And so she noticed, she doesn't really let it on, but she notices the subtle movements that you give with your leku. And she said, she looks down at it and she says, it's all right. I've had better.
Have you been at the resort long? I would love some recommendations on things to do.
So you're kind of getting around the bush here again.
And I'll say, I didn't mean to interrupt if you're heading somewhere, but we've just arrived and we have some time to kill.
She says, no, I fully understand. You could always try the spa down below. There's steam baths that are below that in the lower levels, if you're into that sort of thing. They have most HoloNet channels here in your room if you're interested in that sort of entertainment.
And they handle aliens okay? Not everywhere I've been was the most hospitable.
1 second.
Yeah, such brutes. Nom, nom, nom.
Okay, that wouldn't work. Why don't you give me another persuasion check? You're ultimately you're trying to communicate more with your leku than what you're actually saying. Oh goodness! Here you were worried about rolling.
I had to get the bad stuff out of the way.
30.
Okay, that's a total of 30.
Nice.
Brittany rolling the dice at the outset of the game. Bad touch, bad touch. And then now she's like skating around like an Olympian, just da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
So she
I told you, fried chicken works
obviously
when you're
you're
sacrificing.
trying to communicate. You're limited because you can't just come out and say it, but you are communicating effectively enough with your Leku to let her know that there's more to this conversation that you're willing to have, and not just about food and what to do, sort of thing, kind of like what you were doing before. And as she comments about her, about a couple of things that you can do here, she moves her Leku with her hand, to like one back, and you understand that as her asking you to identify yourself, or in essence, new phone, who dat?
I'll say, my name's Geely, and this is Drade. And we've just come from, what sector? The Tapani sector. It's been a really long flight, and I'm so glad that we finally arrived.
Okay, so she nods. She says, "Well, that makes sense why you're here. That's a lot of nobility comes out of the Tapani sector. What house are you with?"
Drade goes ahead and gives Geely like a nod as if like, yeah, go for it.
And of course, my brain says House Atreides, of course.
Oh, of course.
That's wrong.
House Pelagia.
Right. It's like Pelican.
The spice must flow.
Is Cal gone?
Sure.
House Pelagia, actually. Are you familiar?
She kind of shakes her hand, and she, waving it side to side, she says, "A little. I don't follow royalty all that much, but
I wonder if we might have some friends in common.
And she says, such as,
Actually, I'd love to talk to you a little bit more privately about, the goings on back home. There's some sensitive dramas happening as usual. Maybe, don't want to air our dirty laundry
roll persuasion again."
in public.
Yeah.
21.
Blackjack.
Still not bad. She says, I don't really follow royalty. But what do you mean exactly? Goings on at home.
Well, there's. Okay, what I'm trying to convey, out of character, what I'm trying to convey.
Keep it in like a short, concise, like maybe 2 or 3 words sort of thing. And how are you trying to convey that with your Leku?
What I'm trying to convey is we can't talk here. Let's speak privately.
Okay, so not so.
So, like on the surface,
so some movement, not safe. Talk elsewhere.
Sure,
Something like that. Okay. Okay.
So, like on the surface, I'm trying to say like.
Converse, right?
There's gossip that I could talk about, but I don't want everybody to know.
Gotcha.
Sensitive
Right,
gossip.
right. And
But
she's
under the surface, I'm trying to say, please, let's talk privately.
okay, right. Okay. That makes sense. So she kind of nods, for a second. She says, you know that is your family from Ryloth, or are you from the Tapani sector?
Oh, no, I'm not from the Tapani sector. I just work there.
Oh, she says. Oh, so she kind of nods, and she says, "Why don't So, are you suggesting like a walk, or are you out of character? How?
Sure. Yeah, a walk would be great. That's we're less likely to be. I mean, it wouldn't look suspicious if maybe like we do a little tour kind of a
Okay,
thing, go
sure.
exploring.
All right. So, she, she motions. Well, the view. It's the sun is starting to go down. The view over the mountaintops are the snow-covered mountaintops are actually quite lovely. We could go out on one of the decks to look at that and talk.
That sounds lovely. I bet you know all the best spots.
Meanwhile, Ashi and Owen are all chomp, 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 chomp.
Yeah, and speaking of which, when they get up to move, Ashi will grab Owen's hand to follow. And once they realize where they're going, she is going to very much act like they are a couple, having like a romantic moment out here on this deck, enjoying this scene so that they can keep an eye on Drade, Nasara, and their query.
Okay.
And
Fair
then
enough.
as we head away, I'm gonna kind of loosely put my arm through hers, like we're old friends. Not like I'm strong arming her, but
Right.
like we know each other
Mm-hmm.
and we're catching up. Kind of give her an excuse to be out with us too.
Okay. Well, you make your way there. You do see occasionally that another group of like two stormtroopers and an officer come walking by at one point. Just kind of looking around and keeping their eyes peeled. She does a pretty good job of not turning around the corners that they do, sort of thing, and staying out of direct line of sight, or if he does, from behind and walking out a door. And so you eventually get out onto this deck. It's got several deck chairs out here for people to relax. It's got a nice little end table with a warm heater unit for people who want to just stay out here a little bit longer, but stay obviously a little warm. It does have an amazing view of the mountain ranges around here, as the sun are touching down. How close is Ashi and Owen to this group?
She'll let Owen kind of decide how close they should be, since he's probably a little bit more knowledgeable of this
Muy
kind
macho.
of. Yes. But she is going to be carrying on like they are a couple. But if he
Okay,
stops,
so
she'll stop.
we're
He's-
relying on your espionage, essentially.
Nice.
Yeah. He's
Give me a streetwise check.
Okay.
streetwise.
No, Owen. Yep.
Okay. Nine. I don't
Also stands for no.
have
I know.
Can I try for my streetwise?
You
I'm
sure
a little
can.
bit better. Okay. Not by much, but I do have a little bit better. 9.
All right.
Same result as me.
Shoot.
They're a very awkward couple.
Yes,
Right.
very. So they are probably a little too close to have a private conversation with at this point.
They're a little too close to us.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'll lean over to Lara and say, "Don't worry, they're with us."
Ooh. That is going to be a big persuasion check.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, unless you jack it up, you've been rolling in the 20s.
Don't even say that.
So unless you
Yeah, don't jinx. Don't.
so unless you get a 20, which is a difficult, you're hitting very difficult or higher.
Oh no, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Oh, reroll. Whew.
Okay.
I knew it. He jinxed it.
Not really, because that's, I mean, if you had rolled a 1 there, that was a 14. That's not terrible.
You can do it. 22.
22.
Okay, so that's in the very difficult category. So she still looks a little nervous, and she looks to Nasara and or Geely and Drade, and she says, "Who are you people?"
Out of character, we didn't get like.
Hold on one second. I'm sending you a message.
Okay.
I was typing this, and then we got caught up with the rolling.
Okay. Okay. So I will whisper to her. Fulcrum said that you needed to get out.
And she kind of like looks to you, and then like behind her back, and she says, "Fulcrum sent you?"
In a roundabout way, yes. A friend of a friend.
And you've been pretty much acing, with the exception you had to reroll, but you've been acing.
That doesn't
all
count. That never happened.
No, it never happened. No, I mean literally, like you didn't get, for all of those rolls, you got a 24, a 25, or sorry, not 25. You got a 30, you got a 21, and then you got a 22. All of those are in the very difficult category,
Yeah.
or off the chart.
Right.
Ooh.
So with your Leku magic, and your way to speak to people, she is, despite your unorthodox manner, she is not, she's not like jumping out of her skin or whatnot. And she says, "Okay, who are you people?"
Can I get the name of the person who hired them to get? That's the only name I don't have. That had Lord Torinor.
He didn't give it.
He didn't provide it.
What did you say that you were a friend of?
Are we putting those in the notes?
Yeah, I was putting them in the notes.
Okay.
Do you not want me to put them in the
Oh.
notes?
I don't know.
Though, I mean, they should go in the notes, but your character
Okay.
doesn't know that, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just reminding Brittany because it actually did
Okay,
come up in
thank you.
conversation, but she may not have remembered.
Okay.
I did not.
So Drade's gonna pipe in and be like, "Just travelers, friends of friends. Seems like you need some help. Did you have anywhere you wanted to go? We could take you anywhere."
she said, she was a little hesitant, but again, Nasara this is a very reassuring face sort of thing. Like Nasara's got that on lockdown.
Right.
Would I lie to you?
I know. Would I lie to you? She put the little dance to Would I lie to you?
Dances with the Leku.
I mean, it's what they do. Right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
She says, I do have a place I need to be. I was a little concerned with the Imperial presence, however. How do you plan on negotiating that?
I was hoping we could just kind of evade. Is there a further threat that we don't know about?
She says, I'm going off of limited information here. So you're going to have to let me know what you know. Because I am under the impression that the Imperials here are trying to find me. So if you're trying to get out or with me, we need to come up with a way to do that. We can't just sneakily make our way out. They're actually inspecting the ports now.
How do you feel about makeup?
I'm not really a makeup girl, but I could do it.
I do have an idea.
Sorry, Shelly, had to mute you.
It's just your keyboard is noisy.
Yeah.
I'd love to show you our accommodations. If you're not busy.
We're talking about a room here, right?
Right.
Okay, well, lead away, I guess.
Okay.
Excellent.
So we'll head back to the room and motion for the others to follow us.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll wait a few moments, so it's they're not going to just like abruptly turn when they start to leave, but they'll just stay behind until they get closer to their facilities.
Sure.
And I take it the girls are bunking together, the guys are bunking together.
Probably, yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
assumed,
probably.
yes.
Yeah. So when they get there, sorry, Owen does not get a kiss goodnight. She's just going to go into her room with Nasara and Lyra.
Okay.
So, Jerome, how thorough was the security when we came in? Like, did they take? I guess they probably took. They probably had cameras recording everybody coming in.
Oh yeah.
And
you would know they've got cameras at at most public throughways and common areas and whatnot. So it does look like they're taking their security seriously. And that's even before
did they search all of our stuff as we came?
Oh yeah,
in?
you were searched when you came in. That's how that's when they told you that there's no weapons or
Right.
of any kind brought on.
What I'm thinking is Nasara is wearing the body paint. I'm thinking she probably took it with her, especially seeing as this is a spa and like if she had to like
Reapply.
Sure.
Yeah, reapply. I'm wondering if I had more colors on me. Maybe we could switch places, or we could just kind of do a make her look like me.
Okay. Why? Why are you trying to make her look like you?
So that, make her look like Geely, so that she would not be green.
Right.
So that, they're going to be looking for a green Twi'lek.
So you're just looking to change, not like you, but just change her color.
Right.
Okay.
In essence, yes. But like, if I can make her look like me, then then she won't look like her. And then maybe we could just kind of confuse.
Right. Well, the reason why I was saying that, though, is that, are you trying to make it look like you as in your identity, or are you just trying to change her skin color? There's a big difference there.
I don't know.
One puts you on the hook times 2, and the other one just puts her in a different shade of color.
I'm going to explain my idea and take any input from the group. Basically, I've explained this in character and see what everybody thinks. Do we think?
What if she was your sister? Resemblance.
That might be a little bit more believable.
Do you think we'd have trouble taking her off the planet if they don't have a record of her being here? Or
do you think that they're going to check to see who's leaving?
I don't know.
You know who would be good to answer that? The blank window right there that just walked away from his camera.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if I was to return to where our ship is. I forgot to get something to see if they stop me and what questions and stuff they're going to give me.
That's not a bad idea.
And I'll take Dorn with me.
Right.
So we're not alone. So as soon as he gets his headphones on, we can catch him up.
Yep.
Okay, so Colin, we're back at the rooms. You did not get a goodnight kiss. Goodbye. But we've got Lyra at the rooms with us. Nasara is going to put makeup on her to make her look like she is now with the white instead of the green. One of the questions that Ashi asked was, are they going to check us are they really going to check that closely as to who's leaving? Because they're trying to figure out how to get her off the planet.
That's a good question, given Lena probably had checked in her room.
And Ashi suggested her going down to the ship, kind of acting like she forgot something on the ship, just to see what kind of questions they're going to throw at her while she's, leaving. Of course, she's taking you with her because they're not going by themselves, to see kind of what they could expect if they tried to leave the planet.
All right.
Dorn, why don't you give me a bureaucracy check?
By the power of bureaucracy.
I have the politics.
Oh no.
Rerolling.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna need rerolls after this game.
Oh no.
10, but it's better than nothing.
Wow. Uh, 10 is an easy. So what you recall of Imperial Protocol at this point, and by the way, Colin, you got to reroll. So you want to mark that down someplace in your sheet. What you recall of how the Imperials would handle something like this is if they are monitoring the location at this point, they most definitely are going to check flight logs, like who came in, who checked in, who was leaving. They're going to be tied into all of that. So you're not going to be able to just make somebody up on the fly, with a new name or something saying they're flying out, and they didn't have any sort of pre-check-in.
All right.
Well, this is where a hacker would be
Yeah.
very useful.
Yeah. Darn it, Montan, why did you take a vacation?
I know.
He's going to relay this to the others of what he
Wait, do we have
recalls.
his droid? Do we have his droid on the ship?
Negative.
No.
I don't have any hacking, so I can't make it. I can't go in and change.
So
I got
we-
4 on computers.
So we need an unofficial exit.
We could claim that they made a mistake if they raise a stink, and it could just be a battle of wills, honestly.
Whew.
This place
How hard would it be, Doran, to change the check-in logs?
depending on how hard this, given it is a spa and resort, I would wager they probably would have some secure, some sort of very secure firewalls for their logs, since it's a resort, so people can't just try and say skip out on a tab or whatever. Since it's a lot of, since if someone could do it, they probably would.
Since it's a very expensive place.
Yeah, someone probably would try to skip out.
And what about this Zurich?
When we were
Was-
wandering on the opposite direction of
Yeah.
trade and such, overheard a couple of employees talking about what seemed to be a description of a pirate that checked in. He had checked in for a week.
Do you think that? Oh, speaking of pirates, do you think that they would check our luggage on the way out?
Given that they said that they wouldn't be prying into people's things, given that it's a spa and resort, they would lose business rather rapidly if they went through people's things.
Yeah, but when we leave, do you think that they would check our luggage when we left?
That's a good question, but yet
Should we
again,
smuggle her out?
In our
Drade, you're the
luggage?
smuggler. How we do this?
Lara's like, you're not fitting me in one of those suitcases. I don't disassemble.
No, but we could get a bigger one. I mean, Nassar is.
but there is
or-
the Empire.
no, not
with
this
their
Nassar. What
presence.
is her?
Geely.
Julie. And Julie
She-
is
Geely.
known for her shopping habits. She'll need a bigger.
But
I
there-
could,
one-
I could
one
get bigger
scan.
luggage.
One scan would give that away if they're going to do that. And if they're monitoring for her, they're going to look in strangely large containers that we didn't come here with, that we're
Yeah,
simply leaving
they're
with.
going to, if we're leaving with oddly large containers, the Empire is going to start poking.
So-
Drade, how would you smuggle somebody out?
Okay, if we're being monitored, changing the logs would be best, either directly or maybe paying somebody under the table to change our entry data so that we did
There's an
arrive
extra
here
person?
with her. We're supposed to be
Possibly
with her.
possibly a disgruntled employee, or
Any employee needing the funds who also has access.
given that there is the Empire here. They're not, if I'm correct, they're not going to be getting tipped very well because
That
the
is-
Empire is going to be
Julie,
given
you're pretty good at persuading people.
because the Empire is going to be given a more tense atmosphere when this place is supposed to be relaxing.
That is true.
She says, what about a distraction?
What
That
kind
could
of
work too,
distraction?
but if we do a distraction, that's risky.
Nord looks at right now. We're supposed to do this as discreetly as possible.
No, I understand that. But just because we have a distraction doesn't mean it's not discreet. It just means something's happening over there,
Okay.
and we're doing something over here, presumably.
And honestly, this would be the first time we were discreet if we actually pulled
Yeah.
that off.
That is true. There is that pirate that I overheard, but we don't know if the Empire is looking for him, or if they're fully looking for you as well.
Or if the
Because-
pirate's looking for you as well.
Yeah,
Or
or both.
somebody found her and she's leaving. She's heading out somewhere on a speeder or somewhere. Go get him, guys. So one of us can anonymously let some of the Imperials know that perhaps this person went somewhere. Or we could even pay someone to say that they saw a lady fitting her description trying to leave, but away from where we are at the time. We'd have to time it right. When the distraction's happening, that's the moment we go.
I don't know.
Actually-
I kind of like paying somebody to change the logs.
Actually, we can probably the distraction. We can probably buy some time, because the Empire would be wanting to poke around if we're leaving immaturely. If we give them false information pointing towards the pirate, that's initially distracting two birds with one stone.
That's
True.
actually a good call.
That is true, because that'll keep the pirate busy as well.
And the Empire.
Right.
So do we want to get the pirate into fake trouble, necessitating an Imperial intervention with said pirate and an altercation between them?
That
Well,
sounds
I would think
fantastic.
that our person of interest is in said complication with said pirate, and we alert said Imperial soldiers of said issue.
And so she's
So you say.
so she's listening. Lara at this point is listening to what you guys talk, and she says, "So do any of you know this Zavrik Tal?"
No,
Only what he told us.
only what we've heard.
Do you?
We
do
don't
you know
personally
it?
know this guy.
No, she shakes her head. I mean, if he's a pirate, he can't exactly be a friend to the Empire, right?
No,
No,
So-
but we were told to be leery of him.
He
Yeah,
is.
he's not a very nice guy.
He
Okay,
is.
Be
fair.
a friend to the other side?
Even though he's a pirate, he is also known as a smuggler.
perhaps we can
Pay him to help us?
or get one of these staff to get him into trouble with the Empire.
There's that too, but that's two very, very different choices.
Yeah, so we either want to have him help because he is literally good at what he does. I mean, he is staying here.
In an unknown suite for a week, but we don't know if he's looking for her.
I mean, I
Why
have
would he
a
be
little bit of
looking
money
for her?
still left. I can help with the payment.
Who knows? Pirate. Who knows? pirates have all sorts of different agendas.
So at that point, you hear a chime in your room, and you hear, "Attention guests. The hotel and spa is currently on lockdown per imperial decree. We will let you know when this changes. Thank
Oh.
you for your patience."
Oh,
What's
damn
that
it.
mean?
That means
well, that means
that
we're not leaving.
Empire's
hold
locking
on.
the place down.
Right. That means they don't have eyes on her, so they're making sure that she doesn't leave. I think at this point,
So it's at this
talking to
point
the smuggler might be a good idea.
Yeah, so it's at this point
Okay.
they 100% know that
Do
she's
you
here.
think the
Why?
body paint might be a good
Yes,
extra
yes,
layer?
Yeah,
Yes, I think Julie and I stay with Lara. We need to give her a different name. Drade and
Dorn.
Dorn. Why don't you go find our pirate and talk to him?
I'll see if I can find one of the. We can see if we can find one of the employees and see where he's staying.
Right.
And she's
Say-
going to give Drade her credit. She's got like 23,000 left on it. She's going to give her his credit chip to him. Use what you need.
Okay, we'll do.
Gotcha.
And so Ashi will stay back and help disguise Lara and come up with a fake name.
Okay.
Yep.
And
So
while you guys are
between us,
doing that, I
we'll
need to
paint
type.
her. We'll paint her peach colored.
Okay.
He's probably staying in one of the lower suites if I had to take gander or gas trade.
Well, yeah, we could walk around, see if he's in a suite or if he's walking around as well. Otherwise, we can
He has a very
ask around.
he has a very distinct look from what I heard.
Good. Okay, that'll help. And he is a Weequay, so that should help as well. There, it's not like you see them everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dorn and Drade are looking for the pirate.
Better picture. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Hold on a second. In case you guys need to know what a Weequay looks like, specifically a Weequay pirate.
Okay.
So you two head out. You're just looking for the first staff member you find, or
That'd probably be fastest. Yeah, just to see if we
Yeah,
can like.
fastest since we know what he looks like, but given the Empire lockdown, he's probably going to be hiding out.
okay. Why don't you both at this point? Staff are not going to be hidden, so investigation.
$17.
Oh my goodness. 19, but that's just on perception.
Okay. Wink. Not bad. So you end up finding, without a problem, when you guys step out into the hallway, the first thing you start to see, obviously, are the staff guards. So the men in the green with the white helmet and white gloves. They are keeping an eye down the hallway. They're not intruding or anything, but they're clearly assisting the Empire in keeping the place locked down. They are compliant with their imperial overlords. As you walk down the hallway, you can see, a subtle light that goes off every so often, just letting, just as a reminder, letting everybody know that it's okay, but the Empire's here. It's on lockdown. They're trying to keep their guests calm. But you find a staff member outside of, one of the guards. No problem. I mean, they're still having to go about and do their duty and, clean rooms occasionally and wipe down stuff. So you find one of them with one of the servant droids, assisting in cleaning about a block of rooms over from where you were currently at.
Okay. So then walk up to that guard and be like, "Excuse me, probably a strange request, but we heard a rumor, my friend and I, that there is like this famous pirate who's staying here. Have you heard that too?"
So the guy the guy kind of chuckles and he's like, "Famous pirate? Ha! I mean, maybe he's got a bad rep, but yeah, he's not a famous pirate."
Oh, well,
What are you, fanboys?
No, sir. No, sir. But we do want to speak with this pirate, so to speak. We were wondering what room he was staying in.
Okay, so he kind of looks around a second. Why don't you roll con?
$16.
He says, I might know. Credits would help jog my memory.
Well, I fear that much with the Empire here, it being a tense environment, not being good for guests, and
Yeah. What are you going to give me?
Drade goes, "Allow me, Doran. That's okay. Hey, you know what?" And he gives them from Ashi's stick like 500 credits.
Okay.
And Ashi will have a tale on how she became poor in one trip.
So he looks at that a second and he says, 500 credits, huh? So he pulls out something, from his, like his stick or data pad appropriate, and punches it in and transfers, makes a quick transfer of the credits over, pockets it. And he says, he's over in the other wing, presidential suite number 2.
Thank you very much, kind sir.
Thank you very much.
Been a pleasure.
Just say you got a nice tip.
He says, I have no idea what you're talking about, buddy.
Exactly.
And so he just starts pushing his cart off to the next room he's got to go clean,
Right.
whistling while he works.
So we head over to presidential suite number 2.
Okay, so Nasara, you are disguising Lyra. Sorry about the yawn. Apologize about that.
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and make that roll?
What would that fall under?
Disguise.
Disguise. I don't have that. I do
good.
have forgery.
You're gonna forge a face.
Is that under perception? I wish there was a list.
There is a list.
In the
Well,
book,
how do you
and
how do you disguise yourself?
just puts on makeup?
I don't know.
Wow, they don't have. I could have swore they had disguise in here.
I also have con.
Weird. Well, con is like
I know
fast
that's
talking
more of a
and bluffing.
performance thing.
Yeah. You would think that they would have disguise in here. I guess not. So we
What-
will, so
what
we'll-
about performance?
I don't
um
have performance.
so we'll put it we'll say you need just to keep it appropriate as close as possible. We'll say it's cultures.
Okay.
Until we can figure something else out.
Yeah, you might need to make a house category.
13.
Well, you're only changing your skin color and just making it look nice. So that's good enough. That's a moderate check.
It's got to be easier than doing it on myself.
Probably, yeah. You don't have to, spray paint your back or anything of that nature. You can do it on somebody else. So yeah, you're good. Takes a little bit of time, and you touch up her body in the right places to make sure everything looks like it's, as authentic as possible.
And Ashi's going to rummage through Nasara's luggage to find a different outfit because she cannot be seen in the same outfit. And
Oh yeah, for sure. I would have brought
Yeah.
extras.
and we
So
need
we
to
can definitely
destroy the outfit that Lyra was in.
I'll leave that to you.
Don't they have like where garbage is like
Incinerated.
incinerated?
You could toss it down the garbage chute if you want. Sure.
Yep, that's what she'll do with Lyra's outfit then.
Okay.
Bye bye.
All right.
Can the garbage chute be tracked back to our room?
Well, she wouldn't do it from their side.
Okay.
She would go away, far away, like on a different hallway or whatever. And
Toss it down the
Throw it
public
away.
chute.
yeah,
Or someone else's room or something.
yeah, she wouldn't do it from their room.
Okay. Well, you only have access to your two rooms.
There isn't
Maybe
like
there's a
garbage,
public
like,
restroom.
out.
No, they don't have anything like that. You would have to do it in your room or sneak someplace where the staff go to dispose of it that way. But I'll let you figure that out.
You know what? I think I
I'll let you work on that. So Drade
Yeah.
and what are we
Dorn.
calling Owen again? Dorn? Okay.
Yeah.
Dorn. D&D.
Yep.
You make your way across the main hall where the concierge desk is at. And as you guys go walking by, you end up seeing that there's an Imperial officer in the black outfit. His rank is actually a lieutenant. And he seems to be the one that's in command down here, giving out orders to troopers to do this, that, or the other. And he's got, a technician with him in the concierge area, and they're going over, the guest check-in and so on and so forth. And you walk past that, go to the other wing of the building of this nice plush resort. And you go and find the presidential suite in question that you were directed to go to.
Yep.
And you see two guys standing out off to the side. They one is a human, other is a Weequay.
Okay.
They have nice, clean outfits on. They would almost pass for bouncer types in a club. They're not in what you would expect pirates to be wearing, like the long frilly coats or disheveled armor, anything of that nature. But they're on duty.
Okay.
Looks like he has his own security.
And that's fine. Do these two seem like they're standing guard in front of like the presidential suite door, or does it look like they're just talking near the room?
No, they're just standing and watching the hallway.
Okay. Let's go ahead and walk on up to the two. Be like, "Excuse me, fellas. We heard that there is a Mr. Tall, a Zavrik Tall. Would either of you know who that was? Hoping to do a little bit of business if at all possible."
All right, so go ahead and I'll let you roll persuasion or con, whichever you prefer.
I prefer persuasion.
Okay.
He's not even conning. He's actually talking about business.
It's true. 12.
5-1, 5-1.
Yeah.
It's a business of a con.
Yep. All right. Well, so they kind of look at you, which you're a little diminutive compared to the way they look. And they just say, "We don't know, no, Mr. Tall. Why don't you move along, kid?"
Oh, gosh, that's a shame. I had a lot to spend. It seemed like he would really be interested. Really? Nobody like that here?
Why don't you go ahead and roll one more time? It's at an increased difficulty.
Oh, possible. 14.
It only likes Brittany.
Roll. You can re-roll.
That's true. Yeah, I will reroll.
Okay.
Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. That's not being
Still
nice.
14.
The exact same
not-
roll.
Shoot.
No, you were supposed to re-roll that.
Oh.
Right. Well, unfortunately, and so he as you say that, they kind of look back and forth at one another, then look back at you, and they're like, "Kid, we don't want to break your knees. Move on."
And he looks to Dorn. Just gives him a look. See what Dorn's up to.
Dorn just shrugs and just looks at Drade, saying, "All right, let's go." Like they said, they don't want to break our knees, and there's no Tall's, whatever his name is here.
That's a shame. Yeah. So you know what? Yeah. So we're just gonna turn around and then making a note of where this place is, of course, but then start walking away. Head back to the rooms.
Okay.
So Dorn does whisper once they're out of earshot, "I did see an Imperial officer at the concierge desk.
Right. So it does
We
seem
could
like
get
they're-
these. We could get Tweedledee and Tweedledum in trouble."
Possible. We'd have to plan that. Let's see how the others are doing. See if they've
Yeah,
done their thing.
yeah. Because we know where Tall's Mr. Tall is staying, and we know he has guards outside, so he'll be easy to find.
Right.
Let's see what the others are doing.
Okay. Yeah. So we head back to meet up with the ladies.
Okay, so the ladies are done. You now have Lyra, who is a shade similar to Nasara, in different clothing at this point, so she has kind of an effective disguise going on.
How did it go?
Backfired, but we know where he's staying. Presidential Suite 2. But there is a bit of a hiccup at the front. Imperial officer with a technician going through files. We passed by them on the way there.
So what kind of hiccup?
Lieutenant, Imperial officer.
Going
What does
through
that have to do?
files?
Yeah, what does that have to
What does
do
that
with
mean?
the pirate?
Well, no, not with the pirate necessarily, but clearly they're on the lookout for her. That hence the lockdown and everything else. They're being
That's
serious.
that's what I mean by it's a bit of a hiccup. But we didn't manage to get in because they were playing dumb, saying that he wasn't there. But we know he's there, thanks that we found a staff
we-
member and paid him off.
Weren't you guys pretty enough to get through?
No,
No,
but come to
but-
think of it, two Twi'leks who could pass for sisters might change their minds as far as who they'd be willing to talk to, because money didn't do it, and our rugged good looks didn't do it. So maybe your rugged good looks would do it.
Geely looks at Lara to see what she thinks of this idea.
Drade, don't push it.
So she's like, I don't know about that. How do we know that he wouldn't just hold us for ransom to get his own hide out of hot water?
Do you think his hide is in hot water?
Possibly. The guy has two guards
I mean,
outside.
if he's a pirate, wouldn't he?
I mean, if he's a good pirate.
But the question is, why is
good-
if he's? Oh, sorry.
No.
But the question is, if he's in hot water, why is he staying in a presidential suite?
Well, if he were to get in hot water, if the Imperials were to stop us, would he just give us up so that he could leave? And it is a good point. Then again, he seems to be doing well for himself because he's here in a presidential suite. He has guards, and even offering cash wasn't really something he's looking for. So maybe he's looking for something else. Then again, this is just one possibility. We don't have to go for it, but if we're trying to smuggle out of here, he might be our best bet.
And we know he's staying, so if we have to, we could try to instigate something to get him in trouble. Not directly, of course.
Do we know how long he's been here at the spa? Maybe there are other amenities that he's been frequenting that we could maybe intercept him somewhere other than his room?
We don't know how long, but we do know he's booked for a week.
Wish we knew what kind of services he was.
So Lara,
Ordering.
Lara pipes up at that point. She says, "Well, I mean, could you find that other staff member that you got the information from? See, maybe if he knows the hotel. I mean, if this was a former pirate lair, but maybe there's something downstairs, like maybe a smuggler's hole or something that they use to secretly get in and out of in case of a raid.
They did. Was it in like a brochure or something that they advertised like fight pits and acid or whatever?
Well, that's the public stuff, but I think we're looking for something secret that wouldn't be on a public brochure, something
You
we could
think-
take advantage of.
Employees
You
only.
think something he would know that the people that run this place wouldn't have found out about?
We could just go find the person who we paid off and see if he's willing to divulge a little bit more info.
Would be a bit hard though, given he's running his duties.
True, but money worked on him,
True.
and Ashi has a lot.
True. And the smuggler thing or whatever could be behind an employees only thing, which at this point could be covered by guards.
Yeah, I mean, if there is something in there, either employees or some specialist is going to know what's actually down there and how to access it. That guy was good with information the first time. Try him
Suppose it's
again.
worth a
True.
try.
But yeah, again, the guy had a very distinct look, so it was a bit obvious where he was going to be staying and burning a bit of an imprint on the guy, compared to all the big wigs.
Well, I don't mean to stress this, but if we're going to get out of here, we've got to come up with a plan and do something fast. Because if
I
they're
agree.
because if they're on
And
because if they've put this place on lockdown, I mean they're going to be bringing in more here soon.
Right.
I
And
mean,
they're
it's only a
going to
matter of
start-
time before they start pulling people out of their rooms.
exactly. That's what I was going to say. They're going to be doing a room to room search. No, we need to get the Zarek guy out of his room. And Julie, I'm sorry. You're the one who's got the most experience.
You mean Zavrik
Yes.
Yeah.
and Geely?
Yeah.
Are you making fun of her accent?
No, it's not their accent. Just that's one of the reasons why I put the names in the chat. And it's like between
Maybe
her,
she's dyslexic.
it's like her and Steven, like the moment the name enters the game,
Zarek.
it becomes something else.
Zarek.
Zavrik.
Zavrik.
Zavrik. Is it with a
Think
I'm
Maverick.
I also don't have my glasses on because I'm in costume. Is it
She's- She's seeing impaired, Jerome.
Because I thought it looked like a W when you put it in.
Oh. Zavrak.
Okay, so that's why I've been saying it with a W because that's what it looked like.
Nope.
You're making me do notes when I am in garb and I can't wear my glasses in garb, so deal with it. So anyway, she's going to kind of poke Nasara into that direction. You're again pretty persuasive when you want to be. Would you prefer that I go with you and leave? I think Lara would be. I have a problem you taking Lara. I think she needs to stay where she's safe and where she's
And I think
is here with the guys.
I think it might be easiest or most prudent if she and I were not seen together. It might be easy
Yes.
to mistake one of us for the other just casually.
And I think that we should get a couple of bottles of beverage and go visit a certain presidential suite.
That's if Tweedledee and Tweedledum lets you in.
I think they'll let us in.
You willing to do it?
And
Suppose
then
it's worth a try.
and she's
What-
very good at negotiations, so I'm sure she can negotiate.
What exactly is it that we would like for him to do?
Get us all
Just-
off of this planet.
Well, we have a ship, but so
If he would be willing to create a good enough distraction if he's willing to go in on this and have some fun with the Imperials, just to mess with them, then convince him to do something to get their attention,
Okay.
a lot of them, and when that happens, we'll make a run for it to the ship.
Okay, so for him to either create a distraction so we can leave, or to perhaps take our package on our behalf, or is that not on the table
No,
at
I
all?
think a
Okay.
package in one of us if we go that route.
Okay.
She's got to come with us. We know that she'll be safe where we're going.
That's true.
And none of us have our weaponry, so I don't feel safe going on a pirate ship.
Okay. Let's see what we can do.
All right.
We'll be back, guys.
Right. Good luck. And hand Ashi back her credit check.
So we'll stop at the wherever we can get a couple of bottles of good stuff.
Sure, you can stop by the bar. They can just charge it to
Okay.
your room.
Okay. And we'll get some of that, and then head over
Go ahead
to
and
the.
Go ahead and take off 200 credits.
Okay.
Whoever's paying for
Are you
that.
paying for the booze?
I got it. Yeah,
Okay.
bleeding me dry.
Yeah, I know.
It is what it is. Okay. Yeah. So we'll head to the presidential suite.
Okay, so follow the directions. Again, you see that at the concierge, that front desk right there, that they've got the Imperial officer with the technician going over all the files. He's pulled in several troopers. There's like 7 now in that main hallway where the welcome desk is at. Like they're clearly gearing up for something.
Okay. So we'll just.
We have to hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get across, and I'm not going to role play obviously the whole thing through, but you get back up to that side of the wing, and of course the hallway kind of it concaves out to a semicircle, and the presidential suite takes up or that presidential suite I should say takes up a decent chunk of it. You walk up to the door. It's the 2 guys standing there. Hello, Vancouver by night.
Hello.
So they see the 2 of you as you approach. What do you want?
We heard a rumor, and we brought gifts for the illustrious pirate captain. And she's gonna wiggle her eyebrows.
Okay, wiggle, 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 yeah. Why don't you give me a persuasion check? Twi'leks are actually up on that if it's for seduction, if I remember correctly.
I think it went into my stats,
Yeah.
but
And that's why I was going to have her do it, not me. Everybody thinks that I have a infectious bite, so they wouldn't.
Give me give Grandpa a big old kiss.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Oh,
Okie doke.
How many rerolls are you down to?
1.
Okay. Yep, that's
21.
right.
21. Okay. I'm just double checking that Twi'lek thing here. Here we are, Twi'leks. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. They did it a little bit differently. They basically gave you a benefit to persuasion at character creation. So it's a one-time chance to get something potentially very big.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad I
So
actually
I
looked
just
that up.
added it to my permanent stat
Yeah, that's
or my skill. Yeah.
yeah. That's exactly what you should have done. Okay. All right. And in fact, let me grab the list here real fast. I'm thinking about it and put it in the chat for Discord. If I can get it small enough. There we go. Goodness. Print screen. Yoink. And there we go. Discussion. Boink. Say we have a working list of all the stats.
Oh yeah.
Or skills. Okay, so they kind of look they look you both over for a second. You know, and it's a Twi'lek leading off, and there's like okay, hold on one second.
And I'll say, do you want to search us?
Hold that thought.
Yeah, she'll put her hands up.
Okay. So he ends up calling it in. He says, boss, we got two ladies out here. They're wanting to bring you gifts. And he says, they not be men, be they? And he says, no, they're definitely women, and they're bringing drink, boss. Aye. If you think they be safe, check them out and bring them in. I said, okay, well, you heard the boss, ladies. We've got, we have to check you out. And so they pat you both down closely. Very, very hands-on and thorough with their work.
They gotta be sure.
In a lecherous sort of way.
They're so lucky she doesn't have her lightsaber on her.
Else, somebody losing a hand.
So at that, the door comes open, and you're allowed to go in. They stay on the outside. The inside is opulent. Like the bed is large, like way larger than one human-sized individual could possibly hope for. It has an amazing view looking out over the mountain range, from where it's at. Since it's on the other side, obviously it might hit some of the golden hues of the sun coming down from behind it, but the sun actually comes up from the other side. So the morning time, it's actually facing the sun. The room is big. It's got like a hot tub in the actual living room. And he happens to be in it. There are a couple other people in here. One lady, human, and the other, they're more guards, but it's more chill here. They've got a weapon stand where they've got weapons on them, where they've just got it, set up. And there's the monitor right now. They're watching, some TV. They've got a little bit of music going on in the background. And he's there. He's got swim trunks on. I mean, he's a weak way, right? But he's actually very impressive as far as his figure is concerned. And he says, women, come hither.
So is it just him and this other woman? There's no other people in the room?
The woman is actually not in the hot tub. He's the only one in the hot tub. There are 4 other people here in the room.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are they men or women?
The other are menfolk.
Okay. Are they fully dressed?
Yes.
They probably crew members.
That would be a good guess.
Okay.
They're dressed similarly to the ones that are outside, however.
Okay. So, um, so she'll saunter in and just kind of make a show of like looking around the place and she'll say, "Wow, this uh I thought the rest of this place was fancy." And then
Aye, well, I only be looking for the finest of wares anywhere I fall to port. How can I help you, ladies?
well, I always wanted to meet someone of your reputation, and we brought gifts we thought might appeal to someone of your excellent taste. And so um, she'll like walk up to the hot tub and like offer one of the bottles.
And you've left the bottle still sealed?
Yes.
Okay. And so he snaps his fingers, and one of his guys comes running over real quick with some glasses. Ye be understanding if I have ye drink first.
Of course.
Can never be too careful.
Of course.
That's understandable.
Be why you are still around and the others
Exactly.
aren't.
A man of your experience can't be too careful.
No, of course not. So he lets you, pour the glasses, and he takes one, but he waits for the two of you to drink.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead and
You
drink.
drink.
Okay. Obviously, it's alcohol. Nothing has been done to it. It's got it is like a wine specifically, but it's got some seasoning in it, so it has a little bit of bite instead of just a sweet taste.
And I'll turn to Ashi and say, I think we picked a good one.
I think so.
And so he looks at the bottle and he says, "Ah, Corellian wine. Not bad for a manufacturing planet." And so he looks to the two of you, and he says, weren't you to be derobing here at sometime soon? Join me in the tub."
You know, Ashi will.
Okay.
She will go ahead and do it because their lives depend on this.
Okay.
She will make an excuse for Nasara, saying that
I've got a water allergy.
yeah, yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. She has a water allergy, unfortunately.
Roll for con.
Okay. We can both do it.
Can I use concentration on this?
For con?
Yeah, I tried.
11.
Oh my god. 12.
12.
Wow. And so he says, there not be a thing such as water allergies.
I will, however, sit on the edge of the tub and show a little skin.
She's very good at massages.
Also dancing.
Why don't you
I
roll?
hope. Is that a skill? I
Roll
don't
your
know.
persuasion. They're a higher difficulty at this point.
Yeah, I think dance. I think it's performance.
Oh. Uh, 32.
Good grief.
So I guess I'll go ahead and like start dancing.
Okay. Well, that was your persuasion at that point. And he says, perhaps in a bit, but do entertain. I would like to regale me with your skills. It has been a time since I had a fine Twi'lek before me.
Oh boy.
And he points directly at Ashi and he says, watch the teeth.
She just smiles, and she's like a little bit closer to him.
So to be performance.
I don't have performance. What is that under?
Wow. Well, we did put the.
Is that a-
dexterity.
Is that a dexterity thing?
I think
Ugh.
it's dexterity.
I guess I
was
could check
looking
the
at
list.
that. Yeah, I was looking at that just the other night when I was doing my.
Wow, yeah,
sheets.
they don't have that in here either, which they should.
Well, I thought they did have performance. I thought I saw that in the book.
Nope, I'm looking right at it.
Huh.
I don't see dancing on here either.
Yeah, which they,
Which is really weird because
they
that's
should
what
have
Twi'leks
performance
are
of some
known
kind.
for. Yeah, because they're known for their performance.
But yes, it would be dexterity related. So for dancing, dance.
$17.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. So you start going through a routine that you learned when you were probably younger than you really should have learned this routine, but
Yeah.
such is the
Yep.
Twi'lek
That was
life,
the life.
unfortunately. Yeah. Thankfully, it's coming back to you when you really need it at this point to kind of help keep him distracted. And so, at this point, he looks to Ashi at this point. He's got his armor, his very taut, muscly arm around her shoulders. And he says, was the wine the only thing ye be bringing? And Ashi is muted.
Was there something else you were hoping for?
So he kind of looks to the two of you and he says, considering how you're dressed, I be thinking there's a lot that could be going on right about now.
It
So
is a
stop being
possibility.
coy.
Mr. Tall, Savric, he actually had a request for someone of your skills.
A request, you say? What be this request?
We have something we would like to move out of this resort. And we were hoping that you might help us get it off planet surreptitiously.
So ye be bringing something that needs to be smuggled, do ye?
Yes.
As his hand kind of goes over Ashi's body.
Inside, she's flinching, but outside, she's keeping her cool.
Actually, Ashi, why don't you...
And I think at this point, Nasara is going to kind of move around the tub and start like rubbing his shoulders.
Okay. Ashi, why don't you give me a knowledge check? or not knowledge check, but willpower check.
Oh no.
Okay. I actually got that before I did my sheet last night and got it
Oh, you
in
got it
before we
recently.
played.
That's smart.
After I found out it was a thing, I was like, "What? We have willpower? I have no willpower."
Brr, 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 brr.
Can I use concentration on willpower?
No.
7.
Wow.
You could spend. Oh my gosh! Do you need?
You know what? I'm gonna
Oh.
reroll. I want to reroll. Please. I want to reroll.
Can you spend character points on it?
You can,
Ooh.
but
Yes,
that's
I
just one
can.
point.
Ooh,
Or
I got-
force points.
No.
You can't spend force
No.
points.
I have 2 character points. Can I spend those?
That'll give you 2 points to your next roll.
Okay. So I'm
Do
gonna
you need a
spend my
reroll?
2. I'm gonna use my reroll, so I will need one after this. Yes. So 3d6 plus 2, right? So it'll just go. Does it add to a success or does it add to a dice?
It does not. It just adds to the roll. So
So it
just
would be
so
like
your
a plus
normal
3?
so your normal
No.
roll is 3d6 plus 1. So just
Uh-huh.
add 2 to whatever you roll.
Yeah. So turn it into 3d6 plus 3 if you're spending 2
Okay.
character points.
Okay. You got to be kidding me! 13.
So 15 total. 15 puts you at moderate. Okay.
Okay. Maybe the chill. It's
So
got a shiver.
no, your big problem here is that this is going against your teachings,
Mhm.
and it's also making you feel very uncomfortable. And deep inside, you would rather lash out, like shove this guy away or whatnot. So it's putting you in a bad spot. But you are not capitulating to the negative emotions going through you right now.
I'm keeping the eye on the prize because we've got to get this girl off this planet. It's a sacrifice.
Okay.
That's how I'm looking
So
at it. It's a
Nasara,
sacrifice.
you were saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna start like rubbing his shoulders, and I'll make it very cozy.
Okay. And you've explained to him you're trying to get something off of planet, is what you're saying?
Hmm.
Okay. And what exactly be this something?
Well, here's the thing. We don't need you to move it for us. We were just hoping that you might make it easier for us to slip it through.
So ye be
Maybe-
looking for a distraction, so you will.
That's a great word for it.
And so he kisses Ashi, on her neck, starts kissing, going up.
And Nasara is going to kind of get a little more hands-on to hopefully distract him.
Okay. So when does this need to occur?
How soon do you think you could make it happen?
You come speaking to a pirate about the time frames. You not be making sense. Are you wishing to have this done immediately, or are you just messing
Well,
around?
No, the sooner the better, considering the spa's on lockdown right now, if you hadn't heard.
I have heard. I not be Karen.
Wow, you are a very powerful man.
Tis
not
why
have
you
to-
came, is it not?
It is exactly why we came.
Then let us talk business. What sort of coin will we be looking at for such emergency services?
And Nasara's going to kind of glance to Ashi. Like,
Ashi is muted.
She's just gonna kind of give her a nod and just. I mean, she heard her tell Dre that she had like 2,300 on her, or 23,000 on her cred stick. So and he spent 500 of it.
Does 5,000 tickle your fancy?
So you hear chuckling from the men in the room. And he's like, 5,000 under Imperial lockdown.
10?
And so he starts laughing. He says, are we discussing serious numbers or are you just playing about? Would you like to roll bargain?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. I don't want to bankrupt us. We don't even know how much we're getting paid. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Yeah, bargain is under perception.
Yeah. No, I have bargained. It just rolled really terrible. Okay, that's much better.
And you got to re-roll the 6. Ouch.
That's much better.
Still, it's a great
22.
roll. Yeah, still, it's a great
22.
So he looks around and he kind of looks at his, at his body a moment, then looks over to his men, and he says, "I could be doing it for no less than 20,000."
Nasara is gonna kind of look like frustrated and then reluctant, and then she'll say 18.
Roll bargain again.
Okay. $13.
Okay. So he looks and he chuckles and he says, "I be risking a lot for you to be undercutting me so. I say at 20,000.
All right, 20 it is.
And the name of the woman I be bartering with."
Geely.
Geely, I'll have to commit that to me memory. As soon as we have the credits, we will begin the emergencies.
And at that point, Ashi takes the opportunity to glide away from him towards her clothes, gets out her cred stick and hands it to Nasara.
Okay, so he looks at that a second, sees that it's a credit stick, and he snaps his fingers real quick to somebody to bring over basically a data pad to help verify it. And plugs it in, and he says, "I see. You be doing standard transactions, so you do. Have to rearrange some things here, will we? Make sure it's safe to do business. Give me but a moment." And so one of his other guys comes over, kind of pulls a mouthpiece down, like he's communicating something. It comes with a little eyepiece.
And Nasara will get out of the hot tub at this point. Not Nasara, but Ashi will get
Okay.
out of the hot tub at this point and start drying herself off.
And Nasara will go ahead and continue the massage though. And
Okay.
she'll say, "You're every bit as formidable as the stories say."
I know I am, but it sounds kinder when you say it. So do continue. And then one of his guys kind of does one of these sort of thing, and he says, I see we have sparked a bargain. So, as he starts stepping up momentarily, he takes a finger up underneath your chin and kisses your lips.
She'll go with it.
Okay. And he, one of his guys, starts bringing over, some clothing so he can start getting changed and dressed. And he says, we will begin momentarily. I suggest you be on your way and be careful about it.
Pleasure doing business.
Yeah, Ashi will get dressed and she will say, thank you. It was an enjoyable time.
Roll con.
So,
Yeah.
So Nasara will go ahead and fix up her clothing too.
Okay. And then you quickly scamper back to the room.
Yeah. So she'll like blow him a kiss on the way out and then like wink at the guards.
Okay. By the time
Sarah's gonna run back to the room.
By the
Punch hour,
time-
punch hour.
by the time you guys get to your wing, you can see that flashing light go red. And then you start to hear the over the intercom, attention guests, please stay in your room. There has been an incident and the Empire is currently responding to it. Thank you, and we will compensate you for any trouble that you might have. And you can start to hear now that there's commotion in other rooms and whatnot, and even the guards here are starting to run back and forth and starting to get into action for something that's happening.
I think that's our cue.
So
Yeah.
with hearing that, because that's like said everywhere, pretty
Mhm.
much, right? So then with that, Dre'd be like, "Hey, ladies, does that mean we're ready to go?"
We are right outside the room. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Right. Now
Gotcha.
to the door and hey, lady, we're out of here. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Are you going to let them get dressed?
Who get dressed?
Ashi and Nasara?
Well, they didn't go down the halls naked.
No, but they're in bathing suits right now.
No,
if
she
you
was
wanna
not
make-
in bathing.
If you want to make the Princess Leia escape, I mean, you sure can.
Ashi was not in a bathing suit when she got into that tub with him.
So what were you in?
She was nude.
So you're in a robe right now.
Wait,
Okay.
No, she's back in her clothes.
Wait,
No,
I
you
mean-
guys were. So this is what I'm getting at. You were right outside the door.
Yeah.
You don't throw a ninja ball down and all of a sudden you're in your clothes.
No,
Okay.
she
You
got
have to
dressed.
go back in and actually get dressed.
Yeah.
Okay. What I said is that when she got out of the tub, she dried herself off as she was getting dressed.
So you're dressing. So you were dressing back with the pirates.
Yes.
Yes, she got dressed while Nasara was doing her bargain rolls. So that's
Okay.
when she
So
made
I
the
didn't-
opportunity to
I
slip
didn't
out.
pick up on that because there would have been roles that you would have had to have done with eyes being on you as you were, because I didn't know you were naked either. That
Oh,
was
I
that
knew
was
she
not
was
defined.
naked.
Yeah.
I knew
was
she was
like, what-
naked.
I was like, why wouldn't she be naked? I mean, what? She didn't know he was
Okay,
in a hot
well-
tub. Why would she bring a bathing suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't know he had a hot tub. That's fair.
Yeah.
In any case, I think we're fine to just go whatever we're wearing right now.
Yeah.
Just grab your
I
things
mean, it's
and
a
run.
resort. It's a resort. Who cares what
Okay.
we're wearing?
There you go.
Yeah.
So I
We-
need
we look
everybody
like
at
we
this
fit
point
anyway.
to roll stealth checks.
Okay.
You
It
will
says
you will have a
stealth.
decreased difficulty given the commotion that's going on right now, as people are looking the other way. You guys
We
are
want
attempting to
sneak?
snake out.
Yeah.
Sneak
Okay, this is a sneak.
under
Sneak,
perception.
sneak.
Yep. SNEK. Snack.
No, that's different.
11.
13.
13.
Hold on. I'm having problems with rolling. 13.
Okay. Did anybody get lower than an 11?
No.
Okay. All right, so you guys aren't doing a great job, but thankfully the commotion in the area is covering up a lot of little mistakes that you might have been making. And there's people at this point, like they're some are just arguing with Imperial officers or the security here on staff. Others are, they're Imperial troopers ordering people to get back to their rooms and whatnot. So there's a lot of chaos downstairs at this point. You are just kind of not trying to draw attention to yourselves, doing what you can to stay closer to corners and not being directly walking to the door, trying to round about it, to stay as hidden or in the periphery of the other authority figures, like their vision. Of course, looking out of a TK helmet is terrible anyways. I should know. So
From your Imperial service.
yeah, no. Well, my Sith mask isn't much different.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing, like if I'm trying to look straight down, like at my feet, I have to actually do this to my mask and like push it in a little bit so I can look down.
Yeah, my Mando is similar.
Yeah. So, you make it back onto the platform. Obviously, there are still some guards that are out there. There are some TKs, which are stormtroopers, that are watching over the platform. They're watching the resort and making sure nobody comes out. So you guys are going to need to make another stealth check, with Lyra to try and get out. Again, this is more of a roundabout sort of way. Like you're going to try and go around equipment, like around one side or the other, and then try to sneak around like the back way on the platform if possible.
17.
17 also.
14.
15.
Yep, Mike is in the chat and he says, try not to crash the ship this time. Okay.
Rude.
So, Colin, what'd you get?
15.
Wow. Okay, so you guys are sneaking around at this point, as best you can. And then right when you guys are starting to run towards or I shouldn't say run, but kind of briskly walk towards the ship, you end up hearing an explosion go off somewhere. You don't see it, but like there's a shaking, and the guards at this point, the TKs are looking around with their blaster rifles ready to zap something, and there is like the briefest of windows you can race to get on board the ship.
Drake goes, go!
Yeah, Doran just
Right.
quietly shouting, run, 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 as he's making his way to the ship.
Go faster. Must go faster. Must go faster.
Oh, yeah, because he's basically running himself.
Okay, so you are all hustling to get up onto the ship. Yet again, there's nothing here for that. So
There is a running skill under dexterity, I think.
because I'm looking, oh, there is, yeah. So you have running but no dance. That's great. Go ahead. If you don't have running, roll your dex.
Ten.
Look out, Colin with the big roll.
9.
9.
11.
We are not as good at running. Better at sneaking.
So it's like you go to run, you're moving at the same pace.
Given I'm not
This
wearing
doesn't
my,
help.
given I'm not wearing my hunt suit.
So you guys are,
Yeah.
you guys start booking it at this point, foregoing
Maybe we're in heels.
foregoing any sort of stealth
Probably
at
not
this
all of
point.
us.
Unfortunately, the TKs do see you, but not before you guys are running up the
ramp.
the ramp leading on the inside. So you hear this, "Hey, stop!"
Keep
Okay.
going, keep going.
A couple.
Is there stuff that we could knock over to like blockade them or trip them up or something?
No.
Well, kind of. I mean, I could push, but that's going to require some
No.
Let's just run.
mojo.
Yeah, let's just.
So suddenly this turned into heavy metal Jedi, is what you're saying? It's like, when did this become Veronica? Holy cow! So, anyways, but yeah, so a couple blaster shots, fire wide and strike the blue saber. It's a completely different scale of damage, so it just like it barely even marks the paint.
Right.
And of course, you start getting the door up at this point. So Drade, it's up to you.
Yeah. Okay. Getting in there, and he's like, "Everyone at stations," and he hops in the seat.
I'll run for my gun.
Yeah, Doran quickly hits the 360.
To his gun.
turret.
Yeah, to his gun.
Okay.
We'll make sure that our package is well strapped in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Lara already has already gotten to, and in fact, before you say anything, Nasara, where are you going? What are you doing?
I thought I was going to ask if we need help on like astrogation or something.
Probably.
You're the first mate. You come to the cockpit.
Then I do that. Yeah.
Okay. So then at that point, Lara runs up to the cockpit as well and jumps into the co-pilot seat.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Does she get there before I do?
No, she was running behind you.
Oh, okay.
And of course, blaster fire going off, but it's not doing anything to the ship.
Presumably, we're going to take her where she needs to go. Right.
Right.
That makes sense then.
Okay. All right. So 24.
24. Throw that thing into gear. So you rip that thing, into shape at this point. And as you start taking off, the ship comes to a sudden stop. As you hear tang, 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 as it sounds like a large cable is still attached to the vessel.
Shoot.
Sorry, Mike.
Exec, blast it off.
Yeah, Doran quickly tries to get his gun lined up to just blow the cables off.
Okay, this is going to hurt. Hopefully you don't miss.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll your Starfighter.
Mike, see what happens when you skip a game?
Starship Gunnery?
Starship Gunnery,
it's
thank
be
you.
Starship Gunnery, and you're going to get to, because you're on the ion cannon, you get to add another 4D for its fire control.
Not the ion cannon. The ion cannon's not going to get you free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ion cannon is just to mess up with systems and drop shields, that sort of thing.
Then that would have to be Ashi then with her with the laser cannon.
Okay.
Gunnery,
So then-
gunnery.
Yeah, Starship Gunnery, and then you're adding 2D for your fire control.
Yeah. I'm adding 2D to my roll, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so it'd be 5D.
Nice.
So
So So we have a total of 3 gun. Which
There's a top laser turret. So
Okay.
it's got a 360. There's a bottom ion cannon
so
turret.
that so
and then
that's the
there's
one that Ashi has to be in, because the other one's
Yeah, yeah.
fixed forward.
Right.
That's what was my concern was. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here we go.
Uh,
I'm rerolling.
yeah.
Please.
We're so close, guys. Oh,
Oh,
yes.
a lot
I
better.
claimed I
Roll-
can't. I
roll a
can't
D6 again.
give any more rerolls. Dang it.
So 26.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is definitely a
good.
hit.
Ooh.
You need to roll damage now. Damage for the turret you're firing with is 5d.
18.
Okay. So in this particular case, so since this hasn't really come up, Star Wars has a type of scaling damage system. It goes like personal weapons, like the weapons you guys use.
Right.
Then it goes vehicle weapons, which would be vehicle-mounted blasters like you'd find on speeders, for example. Then it goes starfighter, which is where you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes capital ship.
Right.
Okay? So, to emphasize what you just did,
Oh.
imagine for a second you spin this turret around. Obviously, it's not, a big cannon like you would see it like a deck gun. But have you guys all seen the like the USS Missouri, the big battleships they used to have in World War II and whatnot?
Sure. Yeah.
So you took one of the deck guns. I don't mean the ones on the side. I mean the ones that sit in the front with the big
Right.
barrel.
Yes.
So you
I know which one
turned.
you're talking about. Yeah.
So you turned and you said, "I'm going to kill that crane." That's what you decided to fire on. So you turn and you're like, "I got a deadlock." Kadoom! And so just like you see the shot ring off and just pieces go flying like everywhere.
I'm getting cyberpunk vibes.
Yeah, and then secretly you end up hearing, one of the stormtroopers, "Ah!" You know,
Awesome.
with the Wilhelm yell as he goes flying off of the of the end of the dock, and just like smoke immediately starts rising. Well, it's obviously that snaps. That was the machinery that was being used to fuel this particular place, or not the place, but the ships.
Right.
So now secondary fires are all starting off.
Ooh.
We just destroyed this resort. So much for discreet.
You didn't destroy the resort, but yeah, that's just millions of credits already in damage.
we don't do discreet. He's gotta learn
So
we don't
who
do
is doing the
discreet.
astrogation check?
Oh yeah. I'm not good at it, but I'll try.
Okay, you are given the coordinates to well, for right now we'll say just a space station in question. Oh wow.
4.
I did give you a reroll.
You are terrible at this.
I did give you
I
a
can.
reroll.
I can.
Yeah.
for sure.
Wait. When?
When you used your last
Like
reroll.
earlier? Yeah.
Yeah.
I am out again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you used your last reroll, I gave you another one.
I'll concentrate and then try to astrogate.
Okay, so concentrates at an increased
Okay.
difficulty because you are still currently flying right now.
Right. Okay.
Am I better at flying than I am at?
So we
Oh,
will
marginally.
scale that up one. So instead of easy, it's moderate.
Nice. 22. Yeah, definitely got that.
Okay.
Whew.
Well,
Okay.
all righty. Well,
So then we've got astrogation and oh, need the R. There we go.
Yeah, you pulled this. You pulled the Shelly.
I did. 24.
wow.
I like my kind
Yeah,
of rolling.
that
All of those
that works.
twos.
worked a little bit better than mine.
So immediately you start like flipping like everything to to get you concentrated and start doing plotting the astrogation. at this point. So you actually have, I mean, you've gotten the ship and it's flying, but you have to actually focus. You can't do both at this point. So at that point, Lara sees that Nasara is obviously having a problem with it, and you're flustered and trying to do the coordination. Drade stops what he's doing, which is weird because he's flying the ship, and so you start doing it, and she's just like, oh crap. And so she grabs a hold of the of the flight stick at this point, and starts taking you guys up into space. You actually start to see TIE fighters coming down out of the the high atmosphere and coming down from obviously what was a nearby Imperial vessel.
Right.
And immediately they start shooting. Hold on one second. Woof. Okay, well, still good enough. So she's like, she does suddenly does a barrel roll with your ship, and wow, it's responding like way faster than you you had anticipated. You're like, whoa. So and the shots start like ringing out everywhere, and then she obviously doesn't have the headset you do, but she just hits a button on the console. She says, "Everybody, buckle up."
Do what the lady says.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the turret, so I can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're buckled up effectively.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily
I'm
know
just
where
getting
everybody's
ready.
at.
Right.
I'm just getting ready to have to fire at these TIE fighters.
Right.
In case I have to. Yeah.
Nasara, why don't you give me 1 second.
Sorry, guys. I'm better at seducing pirates than at.
You are
master
very
keeping.
good at seducing.
Yeah. Yep.
Why don't you give me no, it's not sensors. Well, I guess it would be communications, effectively. Why don't you give me a roll for communications? Remember, you can spend character points.
Don't have that many. Oh, well, maybe. Nope. The last time I wrote down character points was from September, so I guess I still have some more. Okay, I'll spend one.
One only gives you +1.
Wait. I guess I'll spend 3.
Okay.
$16.
Nice. Okay. So you remember at this point that you have got that system installed that has some pre-built transponder codes.
Yeah.
So that may have been your bane at this point. Dealing with the dealing with astrogation, but you remembered that, and you quickly turned in your chair, flipped that system on, and so
Yes.
it quickly rattles off and comes off with another transponder just in case they're scanning as you guys are breaking the atmosphere.
We should have done that as we came in.
TIE fighter shots are ringing out all over the place. And actually, give me one second.
What did Nasara flip besides the finger?
The transponder code switcher.
Transponders. Okay.
Okay. So at that point, she ends up doing like a dip, and then a roll, and then like a hard pull up to get out of atmosphere, and like just as soon as you break out of the atmosphere, you punch it into light speed, just as soon as you clear. And and as you guys hit hyperspace at that point, she takes a breath. She's all, whew. Okay.
Yeah. Ashi does the same thing. She's sitting in the in her
Turret.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the turret, checking her heartbeat to make sure it's still beating.
So
and then she wants a warm shower.
yeah. So she looks around. She says, "Is everybody okay? I don't know where everybody else went."
Yeah. They're in turrets, and the rest of us are here. Wow.
I'm alive. Drade, wow, that was
Not dead
some,
yet.
flying.
That last half was all Lyra. She knows what she's doing.
I thought it was too perfect.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Mhm.
So she takes a breath and just kind of lays back, and she says, "I cannot thank you enough for getting me out of there. I don't know if they were actually on to me or not, but it was only a matter of time." What? So did the
They were
pirate
definitely looking for something.
go for it?
Yes, he went for it.
I
Wow.
never want to discuss what happened and how we did it.
Okay.
So when you guys end up getting back to this space station, now what we can detail that out later, that particular piece out. Of course, the ship comes into port. It's a space station, but it's not one that you would frequently go to on normal routes. Like, it's basically off the beaten path, for lack of a better term. It's not a commercialized one, or one you see any sort of Imperial markings or whatnot. It's just like an independent station of some kind. And of course, they're going back and refueling and trying to find out like why exactly there had been a cable dangling, on your ship. So they removed that, obviously, and the superficial damage that came with it. You end up finding out, thanks to, your heroics, that you actually saved Hera Syndulla.
Yay!
Hmm.
Oh, no wonder she's such a crackpot pilot.
Mm.
And
She's
she lets you know that she obviously doesn't have money on her right now, but she'll try to send something through the appropriate channels, and if if your group needs anything, just to give her a call.
What planet do they take Lyra to? I'm trying to get notes in. I'm trying. I'm trying to pay attention and do notes at the same time.
Did anybody else catch that?
I didn't catch the planet.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
didn't. I
gosh,
didn't
guys.
give a planet. I said a space station.
Oh, okay.
It's a space station.
Oh.
PlayStation. Okay.
Okay.
Did you give the name of the space station?
No, I did not,
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss
because
something.
I emphasized we'll deal with that part later.
Right. Exactly.
So that is where we're going to be stopping for the evening. Before we end, we have to do obviously the monthly XP.
That's right.
Woo!
We did not
Yeah,
do that
and
before.
VIP.
Yeah.
Yes, so we need somebody to roll first. Give us our monthly XP character points, anyways.
Go on, Brittany. You've been hot to
I
trot
think-
tonight.
Well, yes, with my excellent rolls. Okay,
Also,
what
how
I
do we
roll?
spell Hera's last name?
Syndulla.
Oh, well, thank you.
SYN.
Dulla.
Thank you.
What's the XP roll?
It's 1d6 plus 1.
We need somebody to start factoring in more off this purchase.
4.
4 points.
Okay.
Ooh, wow. Fuck, I might-
Nice.
Alrighty. Now, let's do RP vote. So, starting off with Dale. Who are you voting for?
I'm actually gonna give that to Ashi for dealing with the creepiness and the lecherous pirate.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys owe her a lot.
Shelly.
I'm going with Brittany because again, her partner in crime. I mean, she was able to smooth talk this pirate and distract him enough so that poor Ashi could escape his lips and fingers.
Brittany.
Also Ashi.
Okay. And Colin.
What's up?
RP vote.
Oh,
Who do you vote for?
Planet name.
No.
Ashi.
Okay.
Oh, thanks,
So
guys.
Shelly wins the vote. You get an additional 1 point. So add that to your sheet. Cool.
If Nassard wasn't wearing body paint, I mean, if it wasn't a
Well,
paint
that's why
situation,
that's why
then,
Ashi took
then
one.
she would have
She took-
been happy to. I mean, not necessarily
the
happy.
kind of
but-
way I looked at it. I mean, yes, it was against everything that she's been taught, but she also learned that sometimes she has to sacrifice. And she was looking at this as a sacrifice
Yeah.
because there was no way Nassar could get into that water, and he was going to expect one of them to get into that water.
Yeah.
We didn't bring bathing suits,
Yep.
and
I was thinking, like, it probably is waterproof, but maybe not like bath proof.
well, if he got handsy,
That too.
There was no
we
need
might
to
have
risk it.
to. Yeah, no, we're going to have to. When we get back, we're going to have to see just how waterproof that is. For
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
For future
I mean, if
seductions.
it's
Yes.
if it's alcohol based, then in water it would be fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, we didn't specify.
All right. So, anyways,
So good job, Ashi.
so good game. Our next game coming up is actually this Friday, which will be Mythic Savannah, starting at 7:30 p.m. Arizona time. And then on Saturday, we're going to have our Marvel Superheroes game at 6 p.m. Arizona time.
Yay.
So, looking
I'm
forward to
so
those.
excited about Friday.
Thank you all for hanging out with us, and we're going to tune out from here. Good night, guys.
Night, guys.